talks after agreeing to end the conflict with the U.S. Peace will be realized in the shadow of mutual respect, though President Trump says
it's a memorandum of understanding. If it doesn't get done in 60 days, that's all right. We go back to bombing. I don't want to do that because it's so good. But we might have to.
The president signed it at the end of the G7 summit in France, saying he wanted to avoid an economic catastrophe, opening the Strait of Hormuz to oil and other shipping and lifting the U.S. blockade of Iran's ports. But as Fox's Trey Yingst reports, talks continue.
It is opening up these more detailed negotiations as it relates to Iran's nuclear program. And U.S. officials have indicated that the missile program and the support of regional proxies is something that will be discussed during this time as well. Certainly, there are Gulf countries that are concerned also, because they saw the incoming Iranian fire during Operation Epic Fury. But again, this is a ceasefire extension. This is not the broad peace deal that the United States is looking for with Iran.
Iran also gets sanctions relief and access to unfrozen assets and a reconstruction fund. Some Republicans in Congress are critical. Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer posted on X, "We're worse off than before the war started." Oil prices are falling more than 1%. Gas is down again. AAA's national average for regular now $3.99 a gallon. That is 57 cents less than the peak of the price surge last month. Still about $1 more than before the Iran conflict started. There's a NATO meeting in Brussels. War Secretary Pete Hegseth is there.
It needs to go back to a real hardline military alliance.
Referred to by Secretary Hegseth as NATO 3.0, capable of deterring any threat. He's promising to be candid about what the United States expects allies to do to make that happen. The Trump administration wants to be less involved in defending Europe. Last year, at a summit of NATO leaders, most members promised to spend more on defense.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. We're heading for a high of 75. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 6:08. Scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the area. Nothing severe at this time. 73 in Neosho, 75 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Galena, 72 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk. KZRG. A Joplin judge appointed to serve on the Missouri Court of Appeals Southern District.
Well, Governor Mike Kehoe giving that honor to Joseph Hensley, who currently serves as a circuit judge in Jasper County and does remain active in community organizations, having served with Fostering Hope, Joy in the Journey, and the Webb City R7 Schools Foundation. Hensley's going to fill the vacancy created by the retirement of Judge Don Burrell Jr. I'm Cy Albright for News Talk KZRG.
Meanwhile, the name of a Joplin woman who drowned late Sunday morning on Shoal Creek northeast of Granby has been released. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says 49-year-old Tanya Phillips was swept away by swift floodwaters. She did not know how to swim and was not wearing any sort of safety gear. Newton County Acting Coroner Ronnie Jones pronounced Phillips dead at 2:15 Sunday afternoon. It was the third drowning this year for the Highway Patrol's Troop D.
$15 minimum wage in Oklahoma? Nope.
State Question 832 would have amended Oklahoma's Minimum Wage Act to increase it gradually with a goal of $15 per hour by 2029. Many workers spoke in favor of the state question, with several small businesses saying that they were concerned how the minimum wage increase might impact them as well as jobs. Ultimately, voters Tuesday had their say, rejecting SQ 832, with the state chamber saying that voters chose to protect economic momentum and one of Oklahoma's greatest competitive advantages, affordability. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, nothing severe. It's 72 at 6:04. News Talk, KZRG.
Something really big is going on in Joplin this weekend. It's the Route 66 Centennial Caravan. Patrick Tuttle told News Talk KZRG.
We got the Route 66 Caravan coming through on Friday, the 19th, this coming Friday. They're going to be at 1717 West 7th at the Aloe Fiber parking lot where the World Street Painting Art is at. And about 150 vintage cars coming in, but some major events that are happening as well. This is an ongoing part of the Route 66 Centennial.
Patrick Tuttle is the Joplin Convention and Visitors Bureau Director. He said it runs from 3 to 9 tomorrow afternoon. All the details inside the KZRG app.
Gas prices have been falling since news of a peace deal between the U.S. and Iran. AAA reporting the average gas price in Missouri is $3.70 per gallon. AAA spokesman Brian Ortner says it's good news ahead of Independence Day.
Prior to the deal that was announced, the good thing is we saw gas prices dropping a little bit, but what we're seeing today is a national average that's now below $4 per gallon, which is a great thing to see. We haven't seen that since March 30th, April 1st. We would hope that that would continue.
What happened with the Cardinals yesterday? Joe Morgan has the answer.
It was the Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill show yesterday afternoon. The duo each drove in a pair and collected 3 hits apiece, powering the San Diego Padres to a 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. The win saves the Padres from a series sweep. The lone bright spot for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson. He extended his hitting streak to an impressive 17 games with an RBI single in the 5th.
Swung on, and there's a hit to right field, and the Cardinals are on the board. Taking the turn at second and stopping is Herrera.
Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals successfully avoided a sweep of their own. Luinder Avila was dealing yesterday, taking a shutout into the 6th inning. The offense backed him up early, launching 4 solo home runs in just the first 3 frames to cruise past the Nationals 6-2. And now the stage is set for the I-70 showdown. The Cardinals and Royals kick off their cross-state series tonight in Kansas City. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns is buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 6:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Showers, a few thunderstorms today, 75 the high. Tomorrow's dry and heating up, partly cloudy, 85 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
A service of derailed commodity flooring and furniture. Let their professionals help you select great flooring and furniture to give your house that new home feel. See them at your local derailed commodity store today or look them up on derailedcommodity.com.
Well, we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the area this morning. Nothing severe. It's just scattered throughout the whole 4-state area. 73 in Neosho, 75 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Diamond, 72 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 6:08.
If you run a small trailer, you know how it goes. It's rarely some big dramatic breakdown. It's the little stuff that adds up. A light goes out, brakes start getting soft, a bearing.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Sarisa, good morning. Happy Thursday.
Hello, Sarisa.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. You know what they say about Thursday?
It's the day before Friday.
That is what they say.
It's the day.
Some people also say it's the day after Hump Day.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Oh.
So we can't have the camel going through going, hey, Mike.
Mike. Exciting news.
You save 15% on your car insurance with Geico.
That I know for a fact no one will care about. But I'm excited. So
Nobody said, nobody cares, nobody cares.
Helldivers 2 got a huge update. Very exciting indeed for absolutely nobody that's tuned in, I know. But that's okay. It's something I enjoy and am passionate about. What are you all up to today and tomorrow? Today, I am getting my house pre-prepared. So I'm going to have an influx of guests in my home on Friday.
Ooh, guests.
Guests. Plural, Steve. Plural.
So you're going to have plural guests?
I'm going to have plural guests. We're going to be playing
plural
board games.
Oh, so you're going to be bored all weekend. Boo! You need to leave. You're welcome.
See what I have to deal with?
See what I have to deal with? He's yawning.
It is not even 7 in the morning. We're already starting.
He's already bored with me.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, I'll be playing Scythe tomorrow. It's very exciting. Scythe is a strategy. Scythe is a strategy board game. It is like if you were to combine the board game Risk and the board game Catan, where there's sort of a battle element to it, kind of like Risk, but a lot of it is resource management and resource garnering. And so like in Risk, you go and you get a country and you have that country. In Scythe, each territory, each country has different types of resources on it. So some parts of the map are really rich in oil. Some have a lot of steel. Some of them have a lot of farmland for food product. And then you have to strategically basically go and invade these lands and annex them into your field of influence. And then once you do that, then you have to work on, okay, how do I get this oil to market and gain an economy out of it? And so it's like Risk, where you're gaining territories and fighting each other, but it's much more complex because there's a lot of resources involved. There's a trading aspect. You guys can exchange goods and services with each other. Very fun game.
KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
Showers, possible thunderstorms, they could be happening all day long. In fact, KZRG Storm Tracker Radar right now is showing some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but we have one area that's just kind of going over and over and over with the showers and thunderstorms right now. They're extending down the Kansas side from around Parsons, Kansas, all the way down to around Cassville, Missouri, and Butterfield, Missouri, and Purdy, Missouri. Heaviest rain right now is up around La Russell, over to just to the north of Carthage, and Alba. You're getting some fairly heavy rain right now. A little bit of heavy rain just to the south of Joplin, just to the south of around Reddings Mill area at this time. Nothing severe, not expecting anything severe. High today, 75. Tonight, more showers and thunderstorms scattered and isolated, mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to 61. Tomorrow, 84 for the high with partly sunny. We're going to be talking to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at 7:25.
That's right. The legendary Terry Smith will be returning once again. That's coming up at 7:25. Well, this month, and this is true, is in fact Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
Yeah, keep that in mind, buddy. I'm elder.
What are you talking? I don't know what.
You're younger. I'm elder.
Boy, Steve was really excited to talk about this story this morning. Now, in honor of that, Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach, he is teaming up with the Kansas Department of Children and Families and is conducting a statewide educational tour, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, this tour kicked off just yesterday in Pittsburgh, Kansas, which is pretty cool. He's going to be hosting another session, if you will, on June 24th in Hayes, Kansas, and then one on June 25th in Garden City, Kansas. Really, the tour itself is not the big news here. The big news here is there is an unfortunate reality where elders in this country do get abused. No, Steve, we're not talking about you. You're such a victim all the time.
Okay, since you put it that way.
Steve says, I'm abused because Ted always wants to hang out with me and be my best friend. Wow, what a torturous form of abuse. Having a young person look up to me with such doting eyes. Wow, how abused I am.
It reminds me of a song from the 1960s.
Huh.
Why is everybody always picking on me? There, your turn.
So, in any case, now Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach, he said, quote, during Elder Abuse Month, we stand with Kansas seniors and their families to declare that elder abuse in any form is unacceptable and will not be tolerated, whether it's physical harm, financial exploitation, emotional cruelty, or neglect. These crimes strike at our most vulnerable and betray the respect and dignity that our elders deserve. Yeah, and that's really the thing, is a lot of people, when they think abuse, they think, oh, let's look, did somebody punch this old guy in the face? Did somebody kick this old woman in the shin? That is absolutely a form of abuse. But really where a lot of the abuse comes from, honestly, is financial abuse.
That is true.
It is members of their family or for-profit private senior living establishments that are just siphoning money off of these people.
Or insurance companies, health insurance companies that promise you one thing and then don't deliver.
Or exactly. And I'm sure a lot of Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma seniors can relate to that frustrating point. I would absolutely classify that as elder abuse. we have that. So there's a lot of different forms of it. You can go to newstalkkzrg.com, click on this story, and get all the details about it. KZRG News Time 6:15. Moving on from there, kind of a interesting story here for you. Shortly after 1 a.m. on Tuesday, this was just 2 days ago, gunshots rang out at the Medota Creek Apartments in Parsons, Kansas. Now, Parsons is a relatively small town.
It is.
However, there was a gunshot that rang out. Not only did that gunshot ring out, but a bullet that came out of that gun then ripped through someone's leg.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, that gunshot victim was able to make their way to the Labette Health's emergency room. And when the emergency room staff were like, hey, we got to do with the gunshot in his leg, we should probably call the police.
Yeah.
So they did. Police showed up to the hospital to try and figure out what happened. And the weird part is that, A, nobody reported the gunshots at the apartment complex. That was interesting. The only reason police even knew about this shooting was because the medical establishment called them about this, which is, I would assume, part of their,
protocol.
Protocol, precisely, yeah. Somebody comes in with a bullet in their leg, call the police. The other weird thing is, according to police reports, the victim was uncooperative with police. This
Things
individual
that make you go,
A little bit of a chin scratcher there. This individual had a bullet in their leg and refused to cooperate with police as they tried to figure out what was going on. Now, thankfully, also at the hospital was an eyewitness. Police was able to talk to that person who was, for some reason, much more cooperative and identified the suspected shooter as 19-year-old Trayvon Logan. Now, I know at 19 years old, you're technically a legal adult, but let's be honest, 19-year-olds are kids. Kids and guns do not mix well. Here's a great example of that. Allegedly, innocent until proven guilty in this country, of course. Now, as the investigation continued, officers received info that this 19-year-old suspect was located at a house on Belmont Street, again, in Parsons, Kansas. This took place. Police then rolled up to the house. They rolled up to the house, and they saw him through the window. They literally go, hey, I know you.
You mean they saw him before?
Yeah. As they were walking up to the house, they're like, hey, there's homie right there. I know that guy. And then they went, yep, this is definitely a house. So then they knocked on the door, and lo and behold, who opened the door? Not the 19-year-old suspect, but Nelijah Sklotman, who not only told police they were not allowed to search the house, they said that Trayvon wasn't there. And the police said, dude, we saw him. He's right there. We're looking at him through the window right now. What do you mean he's not here?
That's a hologram.
I don't know. That's not him. That's just someone that looks like him. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a picture of him.
So, long story short, they were able to confirm Trayvon was in the house. They then were able to convince the homeowners to exit the house. Trayvon stayed in the home. Police then awaited a warrant because, it's the free country.
Sure.
Police can't just walk into people's houses.
Nope.
They got an expedited warrant. That's awesome. Great for them. Solid. They then were not sure whether or not Trayvon had a gun while he was holed up in this house or not. So what did they do? They secured a perimeter. And after they secured that perimeter, they then got in contact with basically like crisis negotiators who rolled in and pretty much negotiated Trayvon's surrender. Trayvon, this alleged shooter, 19 years old in Parsons, Kansas. Trayvon Logan then, after many, many hours of this, again, this whole saga started at 1 a.m. By 10:30 in the morning, the next day, I mean, technically it's the same day, 1 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., but regardless, hours and hours after this whole thing
About
started.
9.5 hours later.
9.5 hours later, Trayvon surrendered without incident, didn't shoot at anybody else. He did, in fact, surrender himself, and he's now being charged with aggravated battery and discharge of a firearm within city limits. Apparently, thanks to this warrant, there's also evidence of drugs in the residence that were found during while they were searching the home and getting this guy in custody and whatnot. So we don't know exactly what happened, but really the skinny of this is allegedly this 19-year-old shot an unidentified suspect. We don't know if it's a guy or girl. We don't know how old this person is. Allegedly, they shot them in the leg. That person went to the hospital and refused to rat on Trayvon. So I'll let you do the math as to what you think that looks like and what that means. Oh, and also apparently drugs might have been involved. So again, I'll let you do the math as to what was likely happening.
Well, thank you for saying math and not meth.
I'll let you do the math over that. Wait, yeah, math. Yeah. Don't do math.
Nope.
And if you do plan on doing math, that's all good. There's actually a program that is actually really, really helpful to get you connected with other fellow meth heads to help create sort of a methy community. You can call that number, 911, and let them know that you're doing meth, let them know where you're doing meth, and the city will, for free, send people over to help you out and get you connected with other like-minded meth heads. It's a really, really cool social service that the city of Joplin does, or Webb City, or Parsons, or Carthage, or Neosho, any of them. If you plan on doing meth and you have it in your possession, go ahead and call 911. Let them know that you have meth in your possession. Let them know where you are. They'll come help you out for free. And they'll give you a free ride and free bracelets. And it's a really wonderful program.
And they're wonderful bracelets. They're adjustable.
They're adjustable. Oh, and they do a little photo shoot for you as well. They give you a little sign with your name on it, and you hold it and you go, cheese, and they take a photo.
Then you do each side, left and right.
Yeah,
too,
and
as
usually
well as the front.
They'll put it on like their social media to let everyone know. It's super cool.
Why don't they do the back of the head as well? That'd be interesting. Have all four sides, or all four of you.
For a mug shot, a back of the head?
Sure. That way you could see if they had
Ladies
a bald
and gentlemen,
spot.
we have a dangerous man roaming around. Do you recognize the back of this head?
Do you see this bald spot?
If you can identify this bald spot, please contact the local sheriff's department. KZRG News Time 621.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
President Trump personally signed a copy digitally of the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran.
No, he signed it by hand. There's a video of him signing
but supposedly it was digitally.
Well, they faxed it to Iran.
With the goal of bringing the not war to an end. Now, the deal lays out a broad plan to hash out an actual deal within 60 days, and they're going to do a ceremonial signing tomorrow with J.D. Vance.
Number 2.
A man was shot in the leg in Parsons, Kansas, rushed to the hospital for treatment, but refused to cooperate with police. Law enforcement learned that the suspected shooter was a 19-year-old from Parsons, who then engaged in a standoff with police for several hours. Details at newstalkkzrg.com.
Number 1.
Some officials in Kansas City, Missouri, pushing to equip public buses with facial recognition cameras. This AI-powered facial recognition plan sparked a lot of controversy, with opponents calling it an overstep and proponents calling it necessary to secure buses amid the World Cup.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's not just happening in Kansas City. Cities across the country are looking at something like this. What are your thoughts on cities putting facial recognition cameras in public buses? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us.
They'd have a hard time recognizing you, whether you'd have a beard or no beard. On you, Ted.
I just put my fake mustache on and ride. What are your thoughts on this whole facial recognition camera in public spaces dealio? Coming up, what's going on with your money on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Ready for some rain Saturday.
Good morning, everybody.
I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG store.
Hey, girl, Chris. John, good morning, guys. Not much rain in Fort Scott. Oh, good. How was yesterday, John? I know Fort Scott. Was it? Yeah, I believe it was yesterday. Did Fort Scott get hit at all with weather? I believe it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, like last night, last evening. Was there a lot of rain there? Yes, the meth community. They're a proud group of people. I would argue that the meth community is the single most oppressed group of people on planet Earth. If you really think about it, there's very little support for them. And they often are resorted to meeting in secret in basements and underground dwellings, or perhaps in the metropolitan area's sewer system. Sometimes they have to meet there. Sort of reminds me of the early Christians having to meet in secret caves and in secret societies because of all the oppression and prejudice against them. Really, the meth community is, again, probably the most oppressed in this country, if you think about it. But guess what? I'm okay oppressing them. Because methies are no good. Also, it's gross. Most meth heads are really gross. A lot of meth heads are really gross. Ew, I saw one. Okay, I don't know if this person was a meth head or just someone that was kind of gross. But I was going to Wally World. This was just yesterday. I went to go pick up a few brewskis. And I saw a woman that had that visually looked like she hadn't showered in a very long time. I'll put it that way. This human looked like she lived outdoors full time. I'll put it that way. And she was walking up to the Walmart door. Great, no problem there. And she had her hand all the way down her pants. She was in there. Her belt line, her arm was up to here in her belt line. This much of her arm was in her pants. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Have the decency of ducking around the corner and doing that in the back of the store. Not right up front while walking in. I was like, ugh! It was super gross. My daughter ain't marrying no meth head, but Dad, I love him. Yeah, that's true. Listen, I wouldn't mind the meth heads as much if they were just a little cleaner. I still wouldn't be all in on we gotta support our local meth heads. I'm gonna get a bumper sticker that says "Shop local, support local meth heads." Yeah, no, it was super gross, Teresa. I was like, thank God I'm leaving and not just walking in. I don't know what she's touching. I just gotta chill thinking about it.
That's called the air conditioner's a little bit too low.
No, that's called imagining a homeless woman elbow deep into her pants. That's what's giving me a chill.
Ew! I'll agree with both Teresa and Avery.
Buoyant, supported by import tariffs and resilient demand, which could lift earnings at U.S. Steel beyond current forecasts. Vice Chairman Takahiro Mori said he is confident U.S. Steel will be able to post profits more than $624 million this year. And more from the steelmaker. Nippon Steel said it has seen positive results from efforts to improve operations at U.S. Steel 1 year after its acquisition, but is not yet satisfied with the pace of reforms. The Nikkei newspaper reports that Nippon Steel has identified 260 areas for improvement at U.S. Steel and was introducing its manufacturing know-how to improve production efficiency. Google's Vice President of Engineering and co-lead of its Gemini AI models, Noam Shazir, has announced that he is leaving the company to join OpenAI. Shazir's departure comes less than 2 years after he returned to Google. Futures are moderately higher after the Fed hints at a possible rate hike sometime this year. That's your money now.
The board recommends approving
regarding that seat on the committee we're promoting.
To boost quarterly earnings.
Every day, shareholders meet to discuss important matters about the companies you invest in. Now you can easily make your voice heard. Vanguard Investor Choice gives you a say in the companies you invest in. With just a few taps, you can set your proxy voting preference for your index funds. Visit Vanguard.com/investorchoice to learn more. Vanguard investors own shares of our index funds, which own shares of the companies they invest in. Available for Vanguard index funds that participate in Investor Choice. Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Be sure to tune in to News Talk KZRG every weekday from 9 to 11 to hear what's going on with me, Chris Plant, on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning Newswatch on News Talk KZRG.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the 4 states this morning. It's going on right now. It's going to be cloudy today with the high near 75. Then tonight, more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Then they become isolated. They just get to be all by themselves later on. Mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to 61. Tomorrow, 85 or 84 for the high with partly sunny. Then tomorrow night, On Juneteenth night, it's going to be a chance of showers and thunderstorms again in the overnight hours. Mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to 68.
Hey, by the way, don't forget, coming up at 7:40 in less than an hour and a half, aviation attorney Mike Slack is going to be joining us live here on News Talk KZRG to talk about that airplane that crashed near Butler, Missouri, killing all 12 souls on board. We're going to be asking him about what might cause a crash like that, how can you stay protected, and is your flight to, say, Florida or, New York or Montana to visit family, is that flight on the 737, is that something you should be worried about? Or is this more an issue for smaller planes? We're going to be getting all those details at around 7:40 on News Talk KZRG.
At 6:31, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Ceremonial Iran deal signing tomorrow.
Ukraine attacks Moscow.
Fed rate stays the same.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. We're heading for a high of 75. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 6:38. It's scattered showers and thunderstorms, nothing severe. It's now 73 in Neosho, 75 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Carl Junction, 72 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk KZRG.
Vice President J.D. Vance expected to travel to Switzerland tomorrow to participate in the ceremonial signing of a memorandum of understanding with Iran.
At the end of the G7 summit, President Trump confirmed Iran will get to sell oil and access a reconstruction fund, but only if they comply with the terms of the deal. The president said other countries will be able to invest in Iran's reconstruction.
They've had much more than $1 trillion worth of damage done. They got a long way. There'll be 15 to 20 years to rebuild.
The deal calls for an end to all fighting, including between Hezbollah in Lebanon and Israel. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Ukraine has carried out a major aerial attack on Moscow.
Scores of Ukrainian drones swarmed the Russian capital in the early hours of the morning. Ukraine claims to have hit an oil refinery in the city for the second time this week. Reporters on the ground saw flames and plumes of smoke over the densely populated district of Moscow where the refinery is located. The regional governor says 16 people were injured in today's attacks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the strikes a totally fair response to Russian attacks. President Zelensky is calling on Western allies to pressure Russia into peace talks. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve meeting for the first time since being led by President Trump's choice for chairman.
There's new leadership at the Federal Reserve, but for the time being, the central bank is not making changes to its key interest rate.
Economic activity is expanding at a solid pace, despite elevated uncertainty that owes in part to the conflict in the Middle East.
Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Warsh confirmed to his post last month after being nominated by President Trump, says the Board of Governors was unanimous in keeping rates steady as inflation remains above the Fed's target of 2%. President Trump has pushed for lower rates and was critical of policy decisions made during the tenure of former Fed Chair Jerome Powell. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms, nothing severe at this time. 72, 634, News Talk, KZRG.
Get ready for the Pet Film Festival. It's going as close as Northwest Arkansas.
Well, that's right. This Friday, the first annual Pet Film Festival will take place in Bentonville. It's being presented in partnership with the Bentonville Film Festival. Now, the Pet Film Festival is about sharing pet stories that inspire connection, compassion, and action. There will be all kinds of free activities, including live music, pet-centric film screenings, and fireside chats with pet advocates, and free adoptions of dogs and cats from Best Friends Pets. More inside the KZRG app. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
The identity of the man who was found dead under a tram on Grand Lake, Oklahoma, has been made public. Authorities call the death of 63-year-old Joel Freeze a horrible tragedy, but the investigation goes on. He was found near the Elk River area of the lake. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, nothing severe. 72, 635. News Talk KZRG.
Something really big is going on in Joplin this weekend. It's the Route 66 Centennial Caravan that runs from 3 to 9 tomorrow night, or afternoon into the night, I should say, at the Allo Warehouse parking lot at 1717 West 7th in Joplin. Joplin Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Patrick Tuttle says there will be cars, food trucks, the big Texan Steak Challenge, and, of course, live music. So the question is, who can take part in all this?
Everybody. This is a public event. You know, it's one of those things that is very much public facing. And even though there's a select group of people traveling with the caravan, if you got a vintage car, bring it out. Be part of the car show.
Details at newstalkkzrg.com.
Another record is expected for the 4th of July travel.
The Independence Day holiday going to be a busy one with a record 72.2 million Americans traveling at least 50 miles or more between June 27th and July 5th. AAA says most travelers, over 61 million, will choose the most affordable travel by car, even though gas prices are still higher than this time last year. AAA says the number of people flying, 5.85 million. The number of people taking buses, trains, and cruise ships, just under 5 million this year. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The Cardinals took one on the chin, according to Joe Morgan.
It was the Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill show yesterday afternoon. The duo each drove in a pair and collected 3 hits apiece, powering the San Diego Padres to a 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. The win saves the Padres from a series sweep. The lone bright spot for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson. He extended his hitting streak to an impressive 17 games with an RBI single in the 5th.
Swung on, and there's a hit to right field, and the Cardinals are on the board. Taking the turn at second and stopping is Herrera.
Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals successfully avoided a sweep of their own. Luinder Avila was dealing yesterday, taking a shutout into the 6th inning. The offense backed him up early, launching 4 solo home runs in just the first 3 frames to cruise past the Nationals 6-2. And now the stage is set for the I-70 showdown. The Cardinals and Royals kick off their cross-state series tonight in Kansas City. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 7 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready for some rain. Saturday, thunderstorms scattered. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar is now showing scattered showers and thunderstorms, nothing severe at this time. Throughout the 4 states, the heaviest rain right now is located in northeast Oklahoma in Ottawa County, around the Miami Commerce area. It is all moving to the southeast, and then there's a little bit more of heavy rain around Asbury. Also, just to the northeast of Carthage, there's some rain, and some also coming up to around Columbus. 73 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 75 in Webb City, 75 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 6:39.
Hey Dad, let's be honest. That empty patch of grass in the backyard isn't a lawn. It's an untapped entertainment empire. Picture this. You step outside, slide on your Oakley sunglasses, tap your phone, and suddenly crystal clear tunes are booming across the yard from your rugged turtle box speaker. This isn't just a patio anymore. You've officially transformed your backyard into the neighborhood party headquarters. Over at the cooking station, you've got legendary brisket smoking low and slow on your Rectech, juicy burgers searing to perfection on the Weber, and gourmet wood fire pizza sliding out of your Gosney oven in seconds. You got the world
Oh my goodness. I just blew my nose. Good morning, everybody. And I'm feeling dizzy now.
Oh.
That's how good of a nose blow that was.
Boy, you really blew it. Boo. Yes. You're welcome.
Does anybody want to take Steve home for the day?
Please. Take me home. Please.
You know, like at school when you have the class pet and then there's like Christmas break or spring break or whatever, somebody takes the class pet home for the week or the month. That's like Steve. We need someone to take care of Steve. Okay.
I got too much sleep last night. Deep sleep. I did.
You got too much sleep.
That's why I'm firing on all cylinders so far this morning.
Boy, what a fortunate problem to have. Too much sleep. Dang it. I'm too well rested. What am I going to do?
That's because I didn't wake up in the middle of the night over and over. It's because I didn't wake up over and over all night.
And the beat goes on and on and on and on.
Beat don't stop until the break of dawn.
Or in Steve's case, all the way to the brink of 6:35 p.m., which is when he goes to sleep.
Close is a little after 7 last night.
Whoa! Steve would have been late.
Don't Google it.
Don't YouTube it.
And definitely don't lick it. Just call the professionals at iPock Electric and iPocket.
Julie from Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store talks about their return to Joplin this spring.
We'll be there through the spring season with our beautiful plants at the Rock Yard at 8th and Schifferdecker in Joplin. You'll find our big, beautiful hanging baskets, our enormous Boston ferns, combination pots that we're calling drop-ins. We combine several different plants in a thin pot that you could take home and drop into your existing pots. You'll find our big, beautiful geraniums, all kinds of annuals, perennials. We do offer mower service, blade sharpening. Go ahead and get those in before we get too busy. If you're planting a garden for the first time or maybe just have questions or frustrations about things you've tried in the past, please.
Good morning, everybody. Dockaroni and cheese. Good
Hey,
morning.
the dock dance.
The dock dance. Yeah, we're going to get into some information regarding Meta and children's safety and privacy online. That's coming up.
Sean Hannity every weekday, 2 to 5. It's all happening right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Meta, the parent company of Facebook, may be required to pay nearly $1 billion after being found liable for endangering children online.
Do you think they have that much money? Don't know. We'll have to find out. We have scattered showers and thunderstorms according to the KZRG Storm Tracker radar, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of falling apart in a lot of areas in our area, but yet it's getting stronger in some of the areas. The worst part of the rain right now is basically around to the northwest of Columbus and to the northeast of Oswego, Kansas. Another batch is just to the just to the east of Chautauqua, Kansas. This is all headed to the east, southeast. Then also there's some down in Ottawa County, extending from around the Miami Commerce area. And again, that blob is kind of all moving to the southeast. Some more rain is about 3 counties away, and it's a little bit on the heavier side as well. We're going to keep an eye on it. Do have a chance to rain today on and off, with a high today of 75. Then tonight, more showers and thunderstorms possible, with the overnight low down to 61. Then tomorrow, partly sunny with a high near 85. We're going to be talking to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at about 7:25.
The New Mexico Department of Justice seeking $953 million from Meta, so nearly $1 billion, as a result of a New Mexico jury finding the tech giant liable for endangering children and misleading the public about the safety of its platforms. Now, following last month's verdict, which we were covering here on News Talk KZRG, Meta was ordered to pay the maximum civil penalty allowed by the law, which is $5,000 per violation, for breaching New Mexico's Unfair Practices Act, totaling $375 million. However, a recent filing is asking the court to force Meta to pay nearly 3x that, $953 million, into a fund that would support public education and behavioral health work. So it's not like, they're just pocketing this money. They would try and create a system that could help the victims of basically child victims of essentially child pornography. That's basically what we're dealing with here, ultimately. Wow. Now, New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres had argued that executives chose to, quote, put profits over kids' safety, end quote, and disregard warnings of their own employees and lied to the public about what they knew. Specifically, Torres alleged Meta's design choices enabled pedophiles and predators to sexually exploit children on its platforms. They argue that there simply wasn't enough protections for children. KZRG News Time 645, which allowed pedos to run rampant. This is basically the digital equivalent of a community having 10,001 ice cream trucks, all being driven by pedophiles cruising around the local parks and schools and picking up kids.
Wonderful.
It's the digital version of that.
Wow.
It's just the complete Wild West online. It's complete nonsense. It's insane. Now, Meta doesn't like this. They were really upset at this court order.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do think. They were not very happy about this at all. They didn't like how the jury said this. They offered a lofty retort to all of these claims.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I know. I'm gonna read this to you. And hold on, let me get my notes here. I want to make sure I read this for you word for word because it was a pretty interesting counter that Meta had to offer. All right, here it is. This is word for word here. Okay, they said, quote,
which translated means we don't like it.
That was a direct quote from Meta. Wah. No, we want our money. We don't care. We just want our money. Yeah, basically Meta said we don't want to pay this and we're upset and we disagree with everything and we're going to look to appeal it and we're not going to pay this. Blah, blah, blah. It was all a big wah show. That's all Meta had to say as a response. So we'll see how much they end up having to pay. Will they pay $375 million? Will they pay $953 million? We'll see what the dealio Montrealio is.
Or will they tack on more for interest?
Right. Who knows? But to me, what's really exciting about this story is just 5 years ago, we thought that these tech giants were invincible. We thought there was no way that we can hold them liable for the dangers that present themselves on their platforms, whether it be YouTube, whether it be TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. You name the platform. Just 3 years ago, it seemed like they couldn't bleed. But this New Mexico jury verdict that was handed down about a month ago that we covered here on News Talk KZRG proves one really important thing. They can bleed. We can hold them liable. If you know someone that was being groomed online or received an unwarranted expletive photograph of someone's genitals and it ended up in your child or niece or nephew or grandchild's inbox or in their feed of some kind, you can hold them liable for this. This lawsuit proves it. That's exciting to me.
I would agree completely. Now, if we could just get rid of Section 230 that is protecting them from other things.
Yeah, well, who knows? Perhaps that's next. So anyway, that's sort of the update we have for you on that. Moving on from there, and this is in our big three here, and we're going to talk about it more later on, but officials in the Kansas City, Missouri area are preparing to equip some public buses with facial recognition cameras capable of, well, recognizing your face. And why are they doing this? Well, they said that they're doing it basically just because they want to be able to monitor passengers that are on the list of banned riders or missing persons. They argued that, well, we have a bunch of banned riders that pose a safety on our buses. We want to install these cameras, and it will, I suppose, immediately alert the driver, hey, this person's not supposed to be on the bus, get him out of here.
Kind of like flock cameras alert local law enforcement if a stolen vehicle or one that they're looking for happens to go through the flock camera system.
Right. It's basically this would be a human flock camera.
Yeah.
Right. That's the idea. Some people like this idea. Some people say that this is a necessity to keep our city buses and our streets safe amid the FIFA World Cup influx of people from overseas.
Sounds a little bit like the book 1984 that came out many moons ago.
Sounds a lot a bit like the book 1984. Sounds
really
like
does.
the police state is moving in. Sounds like Big Brother in full force under the guise of what? Public safety. That's interesting.
Amazing.
So we're going to have more details for you on this story in less than 30 minutes. KZRG News Time, 6:50.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
President Trump personally signed a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran with the goal of bringing the not war to an end. The deal lays out a broad plan to hash out an actual deal within 60 days. Good luck.
Number 2.
A man was shot in the leg in Parsons, Kansas. He was rushed to the hospital for treatment but refused to cooperate with police. Law enforcement learned that the suspected shooter was the 19-year-old from Parsons, who then engaged in a standoff with police for several hours. Details at newstalkkzrg.com.
Number 1.
Some officials in Kansas City, Missouri are pushing to equip public buses with facial recognition cameras. This AI-powered facial recognition plan sparked a lot of controversy, with opponents calling it an overstep and proponents calling it necessary to secure buses amid the World Cup.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on cities putting facial recognition cameras in public spaces like city buses, for instance? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or News Talk KZRG on Facebook. You can also text us at 417-782-1310, or even better, leave us an open mic message. We'll play it live on air here. Coming up, Sean Hannity's Morning Minute. You can tune in to Sean every single weekday starting at 2 on AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today. Showers off and on. A few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready for some rain. Saturday, thunderstorms scattered. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
At Thrasher Foundation Repair, we promise you an experience.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you and you and you and you and you. Jody, we got the Queen's Wave for Joe Day. Avery said, we've got a lot of rain off and on, and the beat don't stop till the break of dawn. Boo.
Somebody infringing on my territory?
Yeah, Avery. Take it up with her.
Well,
Jerry's
Avery.
here. Tammy. Good morning, Tammy. Hope you're doing well. How's everyone doing this morning? I am doing quite well myself. Quite well indeed. So quite well, in fact, that I feel I will break into song.
Oh, heavens. Don't quit your day job.
What are you talking about? I killed that. Oh.
Yes, it's dying right in front of me.
Boo. Boo. You know what my mom used to do to me all the time? Is she go, this is my mother, mind you. 4, 5, 6.
She loves you. Remember that.
Oh, I know. But my mother, when I was a kid, she'd walk up to me and she'd be super excited. She'd go, oh my God. I found the number. And I go, uh-oh.
It might be your mom calling.
Might be my mom. Looks like I'll have to finish that story after this call. How's that for a tease?
Matter. So I saw a need. I grew up blue collar. Sometimes you can't waste some PTO or vacation day on going to the dentist. You get a lot of grateful people, a lot of grateful families that can actually get their work done on Saturday or Friday. And these girls have bought into that vision. When I bought the practice, I named the practice Team Dental of Joplin. I understand that no large undertaking is done alone. It has to be done with an amazing team. I really feel like they're the hardest working staff in all 4 states because we're all sacrificing time from our families to help our community out. It means something to me. It means something to them. I'm Dr. Lemus from Team Dental of Joplin, where we specialize in dentistry that fits your schedule.
Team Dental of Joplin, the neighborhood practice for your whole
too many tools. Shop DeWalt deals at Lowe's. Get a free Select DeWalt 20-volt max power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery kit. Plus, get a free additional DeWalt 20-volt max 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a DeWalt 10-inch 20-volt max dual-bevel compounded miter saw. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mirafiber gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mirafiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support, all in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Yes, they have been degraded. Their navy's gone. Their ships are gone. Their missile defenses are mostly dead. Their air defense systems are non-existent. We could fly and bomb any part of Iran we want any second of any day that we want. So do I have, and does the president, did I get a sense from the president that he has a healthy dose of skepticism? Yes, he does. But he has a resolve that I know to be true. And that is that at the end of the day, if this is not going to shape up into what they are saying and we're saying that they want, I don't think it's going to last very long. And I think we'll be back where we are. And probably, I would say, he'll hit them even harder.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
All right, inflation fears are back as the Treasury yields now hit their highest levels in nearly 20 years. What does that mean for your money? What does that mean for your retirement savings? What does that mean for your quality of life in retirement? You know, Reagan famously said, inflation is as violent as a mugger, as frightening as an armed robber, as deadly as a hitman. Now, I always listen to Ronald Reagan. You should too. Learn how you can help protect your savings and hedge your money against inflation. Reach out to my great partners, and I'm a customer, over at the top-rated gold and silver company, Goldco. They will rush you a free gold and silver guide. It's a great kit filled with critical information. And then you can also see if you qualify for an extra 10% in bonus gold or silver just for getting started. I'm a customer like you. Goldco, great partner also of the show. Call them now, 855-815-GOLD, 855-815-GOLD. One more time, 855-815-GOLD.
This is Buck Sexton. Join me and Clay Travis every weekday from 11 till 2 right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing scattered showers and some minor thunderstorms throughout the four-state area. It is dissipating, nothing severe at this time, and we're looking for a high today of 75. That according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith, who will be joining us live at about 7:25 this morning. More showers and thunderstorms possible tonight, isolated to scattered, mostly cloudy with a low of 61. Tomorrow, 84 for the high with partly sunny. News Talk KZRG and Steve Scott along with
Ted Bojorquez, a.k.a. Steve's best friend and closest confidant.
And you're still not coming to family game night tonight.
7:40 is the time in which aviation attorney Mike Slack will be joining us here on News Talk KZRG. We'll be talking to him about that plane that crashed near Butler, Missouri. What causes something like that, and how concerned do you need to be? We'll be getting his insight on that. At 8:10 this morning, we'll be joined by Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger. We'll be talking to him about Elder Abuse Month, which is in fact this month, along with the FIFA games being in full swing. Do we have preliminary numbers as to what the expected influx of out-of-towners coming to the Show Me State has had on our local economy and local businesses?
I don't know, but I don't think as many people are coming as what they originally thought.
We're going to be finding out from David Weisinger at 8:10 this morning, that very thing. Coming up next in less than 10 minutes at around 7:10, new stats came in. Missouri's employment numbers are up in some sectors of the workforce, but down in others. We'll be giving you all the details on what industries are doing well in 2026 in the Show Me State and which ones aren't. Good morning.
Four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 7 o'clock.
They are either jealous, stupid, or bad people. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump posted on Truth Social about those he calls fools who think he hasn't been tough enough on Iran. The morning after he signed the deal with Iran at the end of the G7 summit in France to end the conflict.
We're never going to let them have a nuclear weapon.
Now, Iran's president also signed the agreement that will open the Strait of Hormuz to oil and other shipping, which President Trump says will avoid an economic catastrophe. The deal also gives Iran sanctions relief, sets up a reconstruction fund, and would unfreeze some of their assets, which is getting criticized by some Republicans and Democrats in Congress. But the president insists
it's not our money, it's their money, and we froze it. At a certain point in time, I guess we're going to have to give it back.
Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
As for the missile program of Iran, President Trump said from France yesterday that the Iranians will have some missiles because neighboring countries have missiles. There was a lot of reaction across the region to those comments, but this is not a final deal with the Iranian regime. This is an extension of the ceasefire between the United States and Iran. He said if they don't adhere to the terms of this deal and don't ultimately give up their nuclear program, that he would resume the bombing campaign against the Islamic Republic.
War Secretary Pete Hegseth is at a NATO meeting in Brussels, calling on allies to take more responsibility for their own security in Europe.
Capable of deterring right here on the continent and taking the lead for the conventional defense.
Hegseth also announced a 6-month review of American forces stationed in Europe. One of the men charged in the plot the FBI thwarted to stage a White House attack, Daniel Eskridge, due in court today in Missouri.
Prosecutors say the 5 men arrested plan to deploy drones armed with explosives in and around the UFC Freedom 250 event last Sunday in order to force an evacuation, and then planned to deploy snipers to fire upon high-value targets within the fleeing crowd.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG, heading for a high of 75. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 7:08. Scattered showers and some minor thunderstorms throughout the 4 states. Nothing severe at this time. 72 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 70 in Carthage, 70 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. A Joplin judge appointed to serve on the Missouri Court of Appeals, Southern District.
Well, Governor Mike Kehoe giving that honor to Joseph Hensley, who currently serves as a circuit judge in Jasper County and does remain active in community organizations, having served with Fostering Hope, Joy in the Journey, and the Webb City R7 Schools Foundation. Hensley's going to fill the vacancy created by the retirement of Judge Donna Burrell Jr. I'm Cy Albright for News Talk KZRG.
The name of a Joplin woman who drowned late Sunday morning on Shoal Creek, just northeast of Granby, has been released. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says 49-year-old Tanya Phillips was swept away by swift floodwaters following Saturday night storms. She did not know how to swim and was not wearing any sort of safety gear. Newton County Acting Coroner Ronnie Jones had pronounced Phillips dead at around 2:15 that afternoon. It was the third drowning this year for Southwest Missouri's Highway Patrol.
A stretch of Joplin's Main Street will be closed to traffic on Sunday as the city hosts one of this summer's celebratory Route 66 events, the Hemmings Great Race, a 9-day classic car rally that spans more than 2,300 miles. The Great Race features 120 of the world's finest antique automobiles. The cars are going to be located or parked on Main Street between 1st and 7th Streets. The streets are going to be closed starting at 10 a.m. Sunday. Will reopen at 9:15 on Sunday night. Local hot rods are going to be on display for the public from 5 to 8 p.m. More inside the KZRG app. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, 72 at 7:04. News Talk KZRG.
The spotlight was shining on Kansas City on soccer's biggest stage. Bill Pollock with more.
History made at Arrowhead's first World Cup match in Kansas City.
Lionel Messi!
Fox Sports, Messi playing in his record 6th World Cup tied the record for most World Cup goals at 16 after netting 3 in Argentina's 3-0 win over Algeria. Up next in Kansas City, Ecuador and Curacao on Saturday.
The best bank in Missouri, Mid-Missouri Bank, of course. Forbes awarding that honor to Mid-Missouri Bank for the second year in a row. Customers have options. That's why bank officials say they are the best choice in the state. The Cardinals had a rough day yesterday, according to KZRG's Joe Morgan.
It was the Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill show yesterday afternoon. The duo each drove in a pair and collected 3 hits apiece, powering the San Diego Padres to a 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. The win saves the Padres from a series sweep. The lone bright spot for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson. He extended his hitting streak to an impressive 17 games with an RBI single in the 5th.
Swung on, and there's a hit to right field, and the Cardinals are on the board. Taking the turn at second and stopping is Herrera.
Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals successfully avoided a sweep of their own. Luinder Avila was dealing yesterday, taking a shutout into the 6th inning. The offense backed him up early, launching 4 solo home runs in just the first 3 frames to cruise past the Nationals 6-2. And now the stage is set for the I-70 showdown. The Cardinals and Royals kick off their cross-state series tonight in Kansas City. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pahorquez.
Next news, 7:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Showers, a few thunderstorms today, 75 the high. Tomorrow's dry and heating up, partly cloudy, 85 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
A service of derailed commodity flooring and furniture. Let their professionals help you select great flooring and furniture to give your house that new home feel. See them at your local derailed commodity store today or look them up on derailedcommodity.com.
KZRG Storm Tracker Radar showing some isolated showers and scattered thunderstorms, mostly showers though right now, nothing severe at this time throughout the 4-state area. 72 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 70 in Galena, 70 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 7:08.
Hi, Sandy. What's that?
I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot.
What's 4?
Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot.
Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas?
Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it.
That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot?
The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support.
Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians.
Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4.
Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Tyler's has the carpet you've been looking for. Your complete floor covering store.
Hi, it's Ron, the chief carpetologist at Tyler's Carpet in Neosho. Wow, that was really close. Getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July holiday with my family. I think my wife Bobby is starting the celebration a little early. Family, food, fun, and fireworks make this one of my favorite holidays of the year. I hope all of you have a great 4th of July holiday too. I would like to take this time to thank all of those that have served and those who are now serving in our military. They are the reason we celebrate this holiday. Come on, Bobby. I'm beginning to think she's trying to hit me on purpose. Have a safe 4th of July. You may not need floor covering now, but when you do, keep the chief in mind, carpetologist that is.
Tyler's has the carpet you've been looking for. Your complete floor covering store.
Tyler's Carpet,
Neosho. Keep the chief in mind, carpetologist, that is.
See their ad in Names and Numbers.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists and why I endorse it. I've seen how many in this audience have regained their freedom and they're back to living life on their own terms. Relief Factor, it's 100% drug-free. It's a research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammatory response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have found relief and reclaimed parts of their life they thought were behind them. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor. They give you the opportunity to live pain-free and to get back to the life you love. To commemorate our country's birth, they are offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. So you can celebrate your freedom from pain. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you right now. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4, RELIEF.
Radio infotainment live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. You're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just after 7:10 is the current KZRG news time. Some light rain in the 4 states area.
Yeah, and it's getting even lighter. It's beginning to fall apart. We've got scattered and isolated showers mostly. Maybe a rumble of thunder every now and then, but it's nothing severe at this time. It's scattered throughout the entire 4-state area, both in southeast Kansas, also in southwest Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, and extending now into northwest Arkansas as well. Your forecast high, we're looking for a high today of 84, according to KZRG meteorologists, with these possible scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning. It will be cloudy. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms becoming isolated in the overnight hours, mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to 61. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 85. Tomorrow night, more chances of showers and thunder boomers in the overnight hours, mostly cloudy with a low down to 68. We'll be talking to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at 7:25.
Yes, we will. Well, new stats came in. Missouri's employers added 3,400 new jobs in the month of May. Hey. All right. We'll take it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
we'll
really
take
good.
it. Now, the state's unemployment rate did, in fact, remain unchanged, however, at 3.8%. But, it's a lot of people in the state. So
That's true.
thousand jobs, I can get how that might not move the needle quite.
That's true.
Now, this data is coming from the Missouri Economic Research and Information Center. Now, the state's non-farm payroll employment rose 2,996,800 in May, an increase from the April total. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and by the way, to clarify, it didn't raise by that much. It raised to that much.
Okay.
Just to double clarify. We didn't get 2 million new jobs. It
Right.
raised to that number. Now, private industry accounted for 2,400 of the new jobs, while government employment increased about 1,000 new positions. That's a little concerning to me.
Well, not really. It's better that the government's not getting more and more jobs and more than the private sector. That's actually good.
That's a fair point. Yeah, if I would to choose to see more growth in government than private sector, I would choose private sector. But 1,000 new jobs, the government needs 1,000 more people that taxpayers got to pay for.
Yeah, plus I think we had a story that one of the departments is because of budget cuts from the federal government's having to cut about 1,000 jobs in the state.
Interesting. So we have that. And private education and health services, they led monthly job gains with an increase of 2,100 jobs. That's cool. Love to see that. Leisure and hospitality added 1,900 jobs. That's 1,900. Trade and transportation and utilities jobs grew by about 1,500 jobs. And there were some other smaller gains, less than 1,000 in various other services and information jobs and whatnot. But it's not all peaches and roses, unfortunately, because some sectors experienced declines during the month of May in the Show Me State. For instance, the finance sector lost about 2,100 jobs. This, according to the newest data from the Missouri Economic Research and Information Center. On top of that, The professional and businesses services industry fell by about 1,700 jobs. So all in all, we lost a few thousand, we gained a few thousand, but net we're up just a tad, just a skosh.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. We have that going for us in Didolino. Now, over the past year, Missouri gained about 1,600 jobs and saw its unemployment rate improve from 4% in May of 2025 to 3.8% just last month. So we lost, 0.2% basically of unemployment, which is great. Making some good gains there. Now, if we take a look overall, the strongest year-over-year growth occurred in the mining industries, the logging and construction industries as well for Missouri. Year over year, those three industries gained 7,500 new jobs. So there you go. If your kid or grandkid or you have aspirations of working in a mine or cutting trees, Missouri just might be the place for you this year.
And building things.
Yeah, gotta build things. Now, in second place, so to speak, of most job growth year over year in the Show Me State, private education and health services saw an increase of 7,300 jobs from May of 2025 to just last month. That's year over year for you.
Wow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, leisure and hospitality employment increased by 4,000 jobs. That's cool. Missouri's doing well. However, areas Missouri's not doing well. Manufacturing had the largest annual decline in the Show Me State, losing about 5,800 jobs.
Not good.
No. Government employment also fell year over year, decreasing by 8,200 jobs. Okay. All right. There's something.
But that includes losses at the federal, state, and local levels, so it's not just in one area of the government.
Right, exactly. That's for like federal offices in the Show Me State, stuff like that.
Maybe Doge had some effect on that.
I'm sure they did. So anyway, there's a lot more stats that are pretty interesting about how Missouri's economy did and the job market did, not only year over year, but specifically the last month. You can check out all those details at news.kzrg.com. Moving on from there, we've all heard of the Puppy Bowl. And if you haven't, it usually happens before the Super Bowl. And it's basically just a bunch of dogs, a bunch of small puppies, and they're running around chasing a little ball.
Everybody loves puppies.
Everyone loves the Puppy Bowl.
We don't know if they make 10 yards or lose 10 yards. We don't know. We can't tell.
Last year, I believe the Puppy Bowl's MVP was named Snacks, and his favorite hobby was napping.
And in his Puppy Bowl, did he have some snacks to eat?
He was trying to chew on the ball that they were trying to play with.
Oh, boy.
So we've all heard of the Puppy Bowl. Well, get ready for the first ever pet film festival.
All right.
This is happening tomorrow in Bentonville, Arkansas. It's a bit of a ways, but hey, Bentonville, that's a fun day trip.
Not that far, about 90 miles away, I believe, to the south.
Not that far at all.
On I-49.
Super fun little area. So the first ever pet film festival happening in Bentonville, Arkansas, is being presented by the WUF World Company, also known as the Woof Company. Get it? WUF?
Woof.
Woof.
Yeah,
I think they
good.
named their company quite aptly.
I think they did as well.
For being the ones to host a first ever pet film festival. Now, basically, this pet film festival, it's all about sharing pet stories that inspire connection, compassion, and action. I mean, honestly, very basically, you know those old Sarah McLachlan commercials where she guilt trips you into adopting a dog? They decided to take that.
The arms of an angel.
The arms of an angel. They decided to take that concept and make it an entire film festival.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So get ready for the waterworks and bring some extra tissues. You're going to need them.
Yeah, well, let's go by the wholesale place and get a big bag of those things.
Uh-huh. Now, the event, it's totally free to the public. You and your family can show up. Aside from sad adopt-a-dog commercials and pro-dog adoption propaganda that you're going to be seeing, aside from that, I said sarcastically, it's not propaganda. It's a fun event. Aside from that, there's also going to be some live musical performances.
All right.
Yeah, there'll be some pet-centric film screenings. There's also going to be some fireside chats with local and national leaders regarding animal adoption and animal adoption programs and things of that nature.
You know, I bet most of these films will be about dogs, though, instead of cats, because the cats, you try to direct them, they just look at you and go, are you crazy? Are you thinking I'm going to do anything you ask me to do?
Yeah, they were able to get real dog actors. They probably had an AI in the cats. You're right.
Yeah, more than likely.
I didn't even think of that. That's hilarious. Maybe one of them will be a PSA about the dangers of drugs, told through the story lens of the feline creature. In that, there'll be a cat that is not high on catnip, and then they'll show a video of a cat that is high on catnip, and it says, this is what drugs do to your brain. And you'll see how crazy the catnip cat is.
That's true.
As opposed to the sober cat.
And I'm so glad they don't have anything called dog nip.
That would be a problem.
That would be a big problem.
I think the closest thing we have is called rabies. That makes dogs go pretty nutty.
Yeah.
KZRG News Time 720. Details, by the way, about this fun festival can be found at newstalkkzrg.com, but it is happening tomorrow.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
President Trump was personally signed a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran with the goal of bringing the not war to a yes end. The deal lays out a broad plan to hash out an actual deal within 60 days.
Number 2.
A man was shot in the leg in Parsons, Kansas. He was rushed to the hospital for treatment but refused to cooperate with police. Law enforcement, though, learned the suspected shooter was a 19-year-old in Parsons who was then engaged in a standoff with police for several hours. Full details at newstalkkzrg.com.
Number 1.
Some officials in Kansas City, Missouri, pushing to equip public buses with facial recognition cameras. This AI-powered facial recognition plan sparked a lot of controversy, with opponents calling it an overstep and proponents calling it necessary to secure buses amid the World Cup.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on cities putting facial recognition cameras in public buses? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at at 417-782-1310. You can also let us know on the KZRG app. Totally free to download in the App Store. Coming up, what on earth is going on with weekday weather? Along with our reigning champion, the one, the only, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. That's coming to you next on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Have there ever been musicals done in all rap? Because that'd be funny. Yeah, Hamilton. I believe In the Heights isn't all rap. There's a fair amount of hip hop in the Heights as well. Yeah, I think those are the ones I would say. Oh, yeah, Avery answered the question for you. Yeah, Hamilton. A lot of rap on that. Mary, good morning to you, Mary.
Good morning, Mary.
Joe Morgan is in the house. John, do you know anything about the Kansas employment? Great question, John. Let us get back to you. We'll get a report on it. That's a great question. It's raining champagne. It's raining champion, Terry Smith. Rain.
Said R-E-I.
She's precipitationing. She's precipitation.
By the way, it was your mother that called a little while ago that you had to put them back onto the board where they could hear the on-air signal.
Yes, you know what she said? She said, tell that Steve Scott to invite you to family game night. That's what my mom sounds like. She sounds like a 600-year-old woman. Just kidding. She would actually be mad at me for saying that.
And now she will be, because she'll hear it.
My mother is not even a day over 40. She's celebrating her 40th birthday for the seventh year in a row. No, I will say this about my parents. They do not act their age. My parents genuinely act 20 years younger than they are. They actually do. My parents are in their late 50s now, but they still act like they're like in their early 40s.
they're always hanging out with friends. They're always going out and partying. They're always doing stuff. They're always having a good time.
With everyday tasks right in your own home. From housekeeping and meal preparation to laundry and essential shopping, we are here to make your daily life easier and more manageable. No matter what the needs are, our mission is to support your independence and honor your choices every step of the way. Call us at 417-659-8086 or visit iocenter.org to learn more about agency-directed services.
Because independence starts with the right support. The Independent Living Center. Home is where the heart is. We'll help you stay there.
This summer, one backyard had everything. Burgers on the grill, kids running through sprinklers, fire pit glowing. Until the mosquitoes arrived. Suddenly, everyone's swatting. The dog won't stop scratching. The cookout moved inside. Fire pit abandoned. It was the summer that should have been. Until one family fought back and called Bug Away Pest Control.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory from Bug Away Pest Control. Don't let backyard pests cancel your summer plans. Let Bug Away Pest Control use powerful, pet-friendly treatments to treat your yard and stop those pests from returning. We are the only place you can get Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee. Swim, barbecue, and enjoy your backyard this summer without the fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes. Remember, if you don't see our logo, it's a no-go. Learn how we can help with your pest problems at bugawaypc.com. We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs away.
Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal at Bug Away Pest Control.
Hey, it's Mark Levin with The Mark Levin Show. Be sure to tune in every weekday from 5 to 8 on FM 102.9, 105.9, and AM 1310. News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Steve Scott along with KZRG meteorologist. And as Ted introduced our reigning weather champion, and I don't know if it's REI or RAI.
Ha ha ha, says
RAIN.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
Terry Smith is joining us. Now, Terry, it looks like we had a lot of scattered showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder earlier this morning here in the four-state area. That's kind of been going bye-bye, but it looks like we might have some more rain coming from the north and from the west.
Yeah, it's kind of, I call it waxing and waning. You know, we get these thunderstorms to pop up, and they hang around for a little while, and then they just kind of wash out. But more are possible this morning and into the afternoon. So it's not like a widespread rain or an all-day kind of rain, and it's not a big, severe outbreak. But we're going to be watching them just in case one or two of these thunderstorm cells gets a little overly excited. We could get some strong storms, and there is that very slight risk of severe weather. Main thing that we're going to be watching for today is some heavy rain with some of those storms.
Oh, boy. Could we possibly get enough for more flooding, or is that out of the question at this point?
I would say that you could get some isolated flooding to happen with a storm or two, but overall, most of us are going to get the kind of rain that makes our yards, you know, happy and green.
They need to be mowed.
They need to be mowed, exactly.
So overall, temperature-wise, how are we going to be doing over the next few days?
Well, today's a little bit cooler. We're not going to go very far with these temperatures because, one, we've got the clouds and we'll see a little bit of a northerly breeze. But after today, it's back to summertime. We're going to warm up. Nice dry day tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow is probably your best outdoor day just in terms of you don't have to worry about any sort of rain. And then over the weekend, we have another cold front on the way. It's a kind of a slow mover, like, you know, all of us in the summertime. And looks like some rain Saturday and Sunday.
Now, we have something coming up this weekend. I believe it's Sunday, don't we, weather-wise? Like the first day of whatever, the equinox summer?
You know, it probably is. It's not the autumnal equinox. Yeah, it's the first day of summer, longest day of the year in terms of sunlight. First day of summer. Is that coming up? I mean,
yeah,
I'm on
Sunday.
Vacation.
Yeah, it's on Sunday. Well, you're in retirement. You just coming back to kind of fill in a little bit. So I understand why you didn't understand the question maybe at first. But yeah,
I was like, what's going on Sunday? I was thinking Father's Day.
Well, it is Father's Day. That is true. But it's just another one of those knocks that we get every 4 times a year.
That's right. Regardless of whether or not we want to Yes. The official astronomical start to summer.
Steve saying one of those knocks we get 4 times a year. Terry Smith saying whether or not. Getting a lot of weather puns here. I'm starting to appreciate
the
it.
reigning queen of meteorology.
Huh.
Well,
Terry,
it's always good to talk to you guys.
It's good to talk to you, Terry. We'll talk to you again soon.
Okay.
Have
Take care.
a good one. That was KZRG's meteorologist Terry Smith, and apparently official punster as well.
Yes, I would agree.
She's
completely.
Her puns are punishing.
She was very punny.
Uh-huh. Hey, coming up after the news in less than 10 minutes, we're going to be joined live by aviation attorney Mike Slack. We're going to be getting some details regarding that plane that went down near Butler, Missouri earlier this week. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes on News Talk KZRG.
At 7:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
California's billionaire tax.
Ukraine attacks the capital of Russia.
White House terror suspect in court.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG topping out at 75 today with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 7:38. Scattered rain, it's kind of falling apart at the moment in the 4 states. 72 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 70 in Galena, 70 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG.
A proposal for a billionaire tax qualifies for the November ballot in California.
The California Secretary of State's office says it's verified enough signatures for the ballot initiative, a one-time tax on assets worth over $1 billion, up to 5% on assets over $1.1 billion. It's backed by a healthcare workers union. 90% of the money would go to healthcare, the rest to food assistance and education programs. Governor Gavin Newsom and big tech company executives say the tax will drive away business. It's also opposed by some healthcare industry groups and other labor unions, who say the one-time tax will get in the way of long-term solutions. There could be a compromise where the state legislature approves other long-term solutions and the billionaire tax backers pull it before a June 25th deadline. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Ukraine has carried out a major aerial attack on the capital of Russia.
Scores of Ukrainian drones swarmed the Russian capital in the early hours of the morning. Ukraine claims to have hit an oil refinery in the city for the second time this week. Reporters on the ground saw flames and plumes of smoke over the densely populated district of Moscow where the refinery is located. The regional governor says 16 people were injured in today's attacks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the strikes a totally fair response to Russian attacks. President Zelensky is calling on Western allies to pressure Russia into peace talks. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a suspect connected to a planned terror attack against the White House appearing in court today.
Today, 32-year-old Daniel Eskridge is set to appear before a judge today on conspiracy charges. Court documents state that Eskridge posted to that Signal chat the plan was to wage war on an illegitimate government. The men arrested in the plot also include a 19-year-old from Ohio, a 24-year-old and 32-year-old, both from California, and a 31-year-old from Nebraska. Now, this terror was set to unfold in stages. We've learned this attack by explosives raining down. That would be the first thing. They would come down from drones at or near the UFC event at the White House Sunday, which would then force a mass evacuation, at which time attackers would storm the White House gate and snipers target administration officials, other high-valued individuals.
Cloudy with some scattered rain. It's 70, 7:33, News Talk, KZRG.
Get ready for the Pet Film Festival in Northwest Arkansas.
Well, that's right. This Friday, the first annual Pet Film Festival will take place in Bentonville. It's being presented in partnership with the Bentonville Film Festival. Now, the Pet Film Festival is about sharing pet stories that inspire connection, compassion, and action. There will be all kinds of free activities, including live music, pet-centric film screenings, and fireside chats with pet advocates, and free adoptions of dogs and cats from Best Friends Pets. More inside the KZRG app. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
Not only is it expensive to buy and maintain a car and insurance, but Gas prices are taking a bite out of people's wallets. Boy, does it hurt if they miss the wallet. Travis Wood with Citizens for Modern Transit says that he encourages people to try public transit. Today is National Dump the Pump Day.
The American Public Transportation Association's done research on this, and they found that people can save $13,000 annually or $1,100 a month if they're exclusively riding transit. And even if you're not doing that, just a few times a week, you can really see savings right away.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Cloudy with some scattered rain, 70. It is 7:36. News Talk, KZRG. Election interference. A former Vernon County Republican Central Committee chairperson pleading guilty to an amended charge following her role in an election interference case nearly 2 years ago. Cindy Haggard of Nevada entered the guilty plea to an amended misdemeanor charge of peace disturbance in court on Tuesday. Under the plea agreement, Haggard will have to pay a $180 fine plus court cost. Haggard was accused of disrupting the election verification process in the Vernon County Courthouse in August of 2024. Another record expected for the 4th of July travel.
The Independence Day holiday going to be a busy one with a record 72.2 million Americans traveling at least 50 miles or more between June 27th and July 5th. AAA says most travelers, over 61 million, will choose the most affordable travel by car, even though gas prices are still higher than this time last year. AAA says the number of people flying, 5.85 million. The number of people taking buses, trains, and cruise ships, just under 5 million this year. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Did the Cardinals win? Joe Morgan has the answer.
It was the Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill show yesterday afternoon. The duo each drove in a pair and collected 3 hits apiece, powering the San Diego Padres to a 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. The win saves the Padres from a series sweep. The lone bright spot for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson. He extended his hitting streak to an impressive 17 games with an RBI single in the 5th.
Swung on, and there's a hit to right field. The Cardinals are on the board. Taking the turn at second and stopping is Herrera.
Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals successfully avoided a sweep of their own. Luinder Avila was dealing yesterday, taking a shutout into the 6th inning. The offense backed him up early, launching 4 solo home runs in just the first 3 frames to cruise past the Nationals 6-2. And now the stage is set for the I-70 showdown. The Cardinals and Royals kick off their cross-state series tonight in Kansas City. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news is service to Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pahorket.
Next news at 8 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready for some rain. Saturday, thunderstorms scattered. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing scattered rain throughout the 4 states. It looks like it's falling apart at the moment. We'll keep an eye on it, though, and let you know if we get more rain coming back through the area. 72 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 70 in Carthage, 70 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. News Talk KZRG News Time, now 7:59.
I'm Dr. Lemus from Team Dental of Joplin. There aren't any dentists around here that are open consistently on Saturday or Friday for that matter. So I saw a need. I grew up blue collar. Sometimes you can't waste some PTO or vacation day on going to the dentist. You get a lot of grateful people, or look, a lot of grateful families that can actually get their work done on Saturday or Friday. And these girls have bought into that vision. When I bought the practice, I named the practice Team Dental of Joplin. I understand that no large undertaking is done alone. It has to be done with an amazing team. I really feel like they're the hardest working staff in all 4 states because we're all sacrificing time from our families to help our community out. It means something to me. It means something to them. I'm Dr. Lemus from Team Dental of Joplin, where we specialize in dentistry that fits your schedule.
Team Dental of Joplin, your neighborhood practice for your whole family.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control. But there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SHELTER to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SHELTER to 989898 today.
Hello? Hey, what are you doing? Avoiding the heat. Where are you? It sounds like you're at a party or something.
Pretty much. I'm at Anvil Axe Company, and you should be here too.
I don't know.
Do you want to have fun?
Yeah.
Then get to Anvil Axe Company.
Go to the only place that's forged for fun. Anvil Axe Company and Event Center. With axe throwing, cornhole, ping pong, darts, and more. There's an entire summer's worth of fun waiting for you at Anvil Axe Company. Minutes from Joplin and Neosho, miles from Boring. Book online at anvilaxeco.com. If it's time for a party, wedding reception, company picnic, outing, or event, go to the only place that's forged for fun. Anvil Axe Company and Event Center. With axe throwing, projected interactive targets, an outdoor patio with fire pits, and catering options from upscale to affordable favorites, Anvil Axe Company and Event Center gives you the most unique, most diverse, most fun venue in the area. Minutes from Joplin and Neosho, miles from Boring. Book online at anvilaxeco.com.
If it makes the establishment nervous, we're talking about it. Hi, this is Vince Colonnese. Join me tonight at 8, right after Mark Levin on News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG. KZRG News Time just after 7:42. We're joined now live by aviation attorney Mike Slack of Slack Davis, PLLC. Mike, thanks for being here today.
You bet.
Now, Mike, I wanted to talk about this really tragic story that happened just a handful of days ago. A skydiving airplane went down over Butler, Missouri, killing all 12 souls on board. Now, Mike, a lot of the times when people see stories like this, immediately they start getting nervous about their trip to go see family in Florida or Idaho or wherever on their 737 commercial airliner through Southwest or, United, whatever. My first question for you, Mike, is are the dangers posed in flying in a small plane like the one that went down over Butler, Missouri, are they different than the dangers posed flying in, say, a giant commercial flight that you might take to Florida?
Yeah, they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. The safety concerns for airlines are virtually non-existent, okay? It's an extremely safe way to travel, probably the safest way to travel. On the other end, the Butler crash involved a skydiving operation, which is among the highest risk aviation activities that we see. So the Butler accident is distinguishable because of the number of risks associated with skydiving and the magnitude of those risks associated with skydiving.
And so Mike Slack of Slack Davis, PLLC, here on News Talk KZRG, what are some of those risks? What makes it so much different being in a skydiving airplane than a commercial airplane?
Okay, so first of all, the airplane used in the Butler operation that was involved in the crash was designed specifically for skydiving. We'll come back to that in a minute. But the risks begin at in pre-flight. Okay, so there's a careful pre-flight that most pilots do before they fly. In skydiving, in a typical operation at a rural airport outside the urban area, there are going to be many flights during the course of the day, many jump opportunities for the jumpers. And so they shorten the interval time for inspecting and checking the aircraft. And sometimes what you see is things creep into the sequence over the course of the day that make one flight different than the other and result in an accident. These airplanes are powered up for takeoff. They go to altitude to jump, usually about 10 to 14,000 feet, and then they pull the lever back and at idle and scream back to the ground. And so they're never at cruise power. They're at takeoff power or idle over and over and over. And so that adds a dimension of stress on the engine. So in skydiving, the risks begin at takeoff. Risk of exceeding the maximum gross weight. Anytime there's a number of jumpers on the airplane with the equipment they have, you have to pay attention to weight. And with the number of people in this aircraft, obviously investigators are going to be looking to see if the maximum weight that the aircraft could carry was exceeded. Another risk at takeoff is the weight shift of the jumpers. There are no seats in this aircraft for passengers. There's pilot seats, and then jumpers sit on the deck. And sometimes during the takeoff sequence, the weight shifts, and that creates a problem for the pilot controlling the aircraft. So weight shift of jumpers and equipment is an issue. Also, jumper interference with the flight controls. These jumpers have equipment on. They have lanyards, and sometimes these lanyards and lines get tangled up with the aircraft controls. Engine performance, as I said, is always an issue because the engines are essentially abused in terms of high power idle cycles. Fueling and fuel contamination many times can be a problem. And then inadequate pre-flights between jumps is something that we've seen occur where they become lax during the course of the jump day when they're making all these repetitive flights. And then once you get the jumpers up to altitude and they start leaving the aircraft, sometimes the jumpers interfere with the controls again, or they hit the aircraft trying to jump out of the aircraft. So it's a very, very high risk. All phases of flight in skydiving are high risk.
It's aviation attorney Mike Slack of Slack Davis PLLC here on News Talk KZRG. We're talking about that skydiving plane that went down near Butler, Missouri just a handful of days ago. So, Mike, I know that we don't have the official report yet, but in your many years of experience in looking at cases like this, from the information we do have available, what do you think happened that fateful day to that plane?
If we were going to handicap the likely causes, we would start with probably weight, maximum gross weight. That is typically the first thing that investigators are going to look at. Why? Because it's most commonly associated with a takeoff accident. So in this situation, what we know from objective witness reporting is that the aircraft was taking off. The pilot had difficulty climbing, was not able to get to the altitude he expected to get to, and then commenced a sharp turn. Now, that turn is problematic because in many instances, pilots are taught if you are having problems climbing an aircraft, your best option is to, if you're going to ground the airplane, ground it straight ahead. Take your emergency landing straight ahead. The turn actually further reduces the stall speed of the aircraft and imposes a very significant risk of an aerodynamic stall. So the turn was probably not well advised given the circumstances. So again, that's another risk, but probably that was the straw that brought about the fatal crash was the turn, but preceding the turn was some type of problem during the climb, either engine or gross weight or some aspect of the aircraft performance. Now, this airplane is designed specifically for skydiving. It has a high ratio of engine horsepower to weight, empty weight of the aircraft. But its maximum gross weight can be as high as 7,500 pounds. Well, with this many people and equipment, you can see rather quickly that if you have a meaningful amount of fuel in the aircraft, you got jumpers equipment, that you're going to start threatening the maximum gross weight rather quickly. So I would imagine that they'll focus on weight first, and then possibly one of the other factors, such as weight shift or engine performance.
Yeah. Now, aviation attorney Mike Slack of Slack Davis PLLC here on News Talk KZRG talking about that skydiving plane that went down near Butler, Missouri just a couple days ago. What do companies and airline manufacturers typically learn from tragic events like this? Do they learn anything, or do they just say, oh, that sucks, it was an accident, time to move on?
Well, what's interesting about that process is that the manufacturers are typically invited by the NTSB to be participants in the investigation. So they're present. So you'll find Textron, Cessna, all of the manufacturers present at accident investigations, and they have a front row seat. They are required not to share information with their legal teams. However, we know that happens. So many times the manufacturers are there with a front row seat in the investigation. They're pipelining information back to legal counsel to start preparing the defenses that they know are coming when people like me sue them for defective products or defective operations. Now, do they learn? Yeah, they learn a lot. Do they do things about it? Do they take proactive steps to fix the problems? Usually not. It usually takes us getting into the middle of the background of prior occurrences, what they did in response to prior occurrences, and walk it all the way up to the accident we're dealing with on a given lawsuit, and apply pressure to them to make changes. And so we've had the good fortune in a couple of tragic accidents to actually redesign aircraft under the terms of the settlement agreement when the manufacturer would not take the proactive steps of redesigning the aircraft. So we redesigned helicopters, and we redesigned other aircraft systems and functions. And also with the manufacturers, you've got the other part of the operators, the airlines and the skydiving operators and all these operators, hot air balloon operators. And we've gone in settlements and forced operational changes in case after case because they are not proactive in doing it themselves, and they are reluctant to do that. So sadly enough, the industry is slow to react. The FAA is usually not standing there with a big stick over their heads, and it usually takes the NTSB on one end and people like us that are pressing them in civil lawsuits to effectuate change.
Oh, boy. Aviation attorney Mike Slack of Slack Davis PLLC, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I really appreciate you and your insight, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
As to you, good sir. That was Mike Slack of Slack Davis PLLC on News Talk KZRG.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
President Trump personally signed a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran with the goal of bringing the not war to an end. The deal lays out a broad plan to hash out an actual deal within 60 days.
Number 2.
A man was shot in the leg in Parsons, Kansas. He was rushed to the hospital for treatment, but refused to cooperate with police. Law enforcement, though, learned the suspected shooter was a 19-year-old in Parsons, who then engaged in a standoff with police for several hours. Full story at newstalkkzrg.com.
Number 1.
Some officials in Kansas City, Missouri, pushing to equip public buses with facial recognition cameras. This AI-powered facial recognition plan sparked a lot of controversy, with opponents calling it overstepped and proponents calling it necessary to secure buses amid the World Cup.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on cities putting facial recognition cameras in public buses? Speaking of which, we want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. What is your thinking on that? Coming up, your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Keto Tacos on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready for some rain. Saturday, thunderstorms scattered. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Great Wonders Productions is a four-state area nonprofit cinematic arts organization. We would like to invite you to a new monthly event called The Best of the Fest. It's our new monthly showcase of the very best films from our annual Uplift Film Fest. Our judges choose only the most inspiring films, and now they're coming straight to the big screen at two iconic area theaters, the historic Route 66 Theater in Webb City and the Flick Theater in Anderson. For June, we're showing Land of the Mustaches, the amazing true story of a young girl and her family surviving the refugee camps after World War II. It's a moving visual memoir of loss, resilience, and the unbreakable human spirit. Come experience this film that critics call mesmerizing. For showtimes, dates, tickets, and all the other information, just go to mytickets123.com. That's mytickets123.com.
Where did you get that smile?
I'll do it someday. That's what we say, right? And we say it about a lot of things. Traveling, picking up a new hobby, big life changes. For years, you said you'd fix your smile. Someday, you'd fix it. At Joplin Family Dental and Carthage Family Dental, Invisalign makes someday a whole lot sooner and easier than you think. It means someday is today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Grant Kirk.
And I'm Dr. Connor Postian.
Don't let feeling self-conscious about your smile take the joy out of your special moments.
Get a smile like you've always wanted with Invisalign.
For the months of May, June, and July, you can get Invisalign for $39.95.
This offer is valid at both our Carthage and our Joplin locations. Schedule your free Invisalign consultation today.
Learn more at FamilyDentalofCarthage.com or JoplinFamilyDental.com.
Where did you get?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Very informative interview, Ted. Good questions. Well, thank you, sir.
Don't pay him too many compliments. He'll go to his head,
It's
Teresa.
already there. Trust me, the entire time I was doing that interview, I wasn't even listening to what he was saying. I was just thinking to myself, oh, yeah. This
Pat
is a good
yourself on the
interview.
back.
The whole time. I was like, this interview rocks. This is going down in history for sure.
A day in infamy for Ted.
A day in Ted for me.
Oh, that's very punny.
We're the window guys from Windows and More. In fact, new windows are one of the only things that can pay for themselves thanks to the money you'll save on your energy bill.
New, high-efficient windows from Windows and More come with a lifetime manufacturer warranty.
Get your windows installed and watch the savings start stacking up.
See our showroom at 976 North Central City Road in Joplin or find us online at windowsandmore.llc.
Never settle for less. The choice is clearly Windows and More.
Ozark Memorial Park Crematory is opening a new location in Neosho. They're proud to service the Neosho area with the same compassionate and loving care that has set the standard in Joplin. In 2025, they were blessed to serve over 1,000 families and hope to help many more through their most difficult times, caring for your loved ones as if they were their own. Learn more at Ozark Memorial Park Cemetery and Crematory.com. Ozark Memorial Park, where care doesn't end and family always comes first.
Hey, it's Chris Plant. Be sure to tune in to FM 102.9, AM 1310 every weekday from 9 to 11 for breaking news, commentary, and politics. News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
To win, be the first one on the phone with the correct answer to the question. 417-782-1310. 417-782-1310. Ted, what's the question?
Well, America's birthday is just around the corner, the big 250, and so in honor of that, we have an American-themed history trivia question for you. Here it is. In what city was the Liberty Bell rung to summon citizens for the reading of the Declaration of Independence? In what city was the Liberty Bell rung to summon citizens for the reading of the Declaration of Independence?
And they rang it so hard they put a crack in it.
Boo. 417-782-1310. What city was it in? And if you win it, or rather, if you get it right, what do you win, Steve?
Complimentary taco plus chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
In what city was the Liberty Bell rung to summon citizens for the reading of the Declaration of Independence? News Talk KZRG, what is your guess?
Philadelphia.
That's exactly right. Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Who do we have here?
Cindy Myers.
Hey, Cindy. What's your favorite radio station?
KZRG.
Oh, I love to hear it, Cindy. Love to hear it. Stay on the line for us here, Cindy. We'll be with you in just a second here. Yeah, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is where that bell was rung for the first ever reading of the Declaration of Independence to the citizenry, which happened on July 8th, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, little factoid for you. Good morning.
The four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Market. It's 8 o'clock.
He's being criticized from the left and right. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Wary of the U.S.-Iran deal President Trump signed digitally last night, Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer posted on X, "We're worse off than before the war started." Republican Senator Ted Cruz says the president got very poor advice. History teaches that giving billions of dollars to theocratic lunatics who want to murder us is a bad idea. But the president insists.
We're not putting up money. Only if they're doing things right. If they're doing things right, if people want to invest, they can invest.
And on Truth Social, the president posted this morning, the fools he thinks that think he hasn't done enough and been tough enough on Iran are either jealous, stupid, or bad people. Before signing the agreement at the G7 summit in France, he says it achieves what he wanted.
Reopening the Strait of Hormuz and preventing Iran from ever obtaining a nuclear weapon.
But if they don't behave, the president says he'll bomb Iran again.
The final deal must be reached within 60 days with the possibility of an extension. This is related to Iran's nuclear program and the details that are yet to be discussed. The U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports, and the Iranians will receive tiered sanctions relief.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. War Secretary Pete Hegseth is at a NATO meeting in Brussels, telling our allies they weren't there for the U.S. when the war in Iran started.
But too many of our allies said no, or tried to drown us in arcane legal debates, or criticized us publicly for doing what they aren't prepared or able to do themselves. It was shameful.
He's at a meeting of NATO defense ministers in Belgium, telling them that over the next 6 months, the Pentagon will review U.S. military forces in Europe. Secretary Hegseth warning that if free-riding allies don't increase defense spending, the United States could withhold payments to NATO.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Ukraine's gone on the counterattack again in Russia with a wave of drones into the capital, Moscow, hitting an oil refinery, disrupting flights at the city's airports. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG, heading for a high of 75. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That will be at 8:08. It's cloudy with scattered areas of some light rain, 72 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Baxter Springs, 72 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. A Joplin judge appointed to serve on the Missouri Court of Appeals Southern District.
Well, Governor Mike Kehoe giving that honor to Joseph Hensley, who currently serves as a circuit judge in Jasper County and does remain active in community organizations, having served with Fostering Hope, Joy in the Journey, and the Webb City R7 Schools Foundation. Hensley's going to fill the vacancy created by the retirement of Judge Don Burrell Jr. I'm Cy Albright for News Talk KZRG.
The name of a Joplin woman who drowned late Sunday morning on Shoal Creek, northeast of Granby, has been released. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says that 49-year-old Tanya Phillips was swept away by swift floodwaters. She did not know how to swim and was not wearing any sort of safety gear. Newton County Acting Coroner Ronnie Jones pronounced Phillips dead at 2:15 Sunday afternoon. It was the third drowning this year for Highway Patrol Troop D in southwest Missouri. A stretch of Joplin's Main Street is going to be closed to traffic this Sunday, June 21st, as the city hosts one of this summer's celebratory Route 66 events, the Hemmings Great Race, a 9-day classic car rally that spans more than 2,300 miles. The Great Race features 120 of the world's finest antique automobiles. The cars are going to be parked on Main Street between 1st and 7th Streets. The street will be closed starting at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. It will reopen at 9:15 Sunday night. Local hot rods are going to be on display for the public from 5 to 8 p.m. More at newstalkkzrg.com. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Cloudy 72. It's 8:04. News Talk KZRG.
The spotlight was shining on Kansas City on soccer's biggest stage. Bill Pollock with more.
History made at Arrowhead's first World Cup match in Kansas City.
Lionel Messi!
Fox Sports, Messi playing in his record 6th World Cup tied the record for most World Cup goals at 16 after netting 3 in Argentina's 3-0 win over Algeria. Up next in Kansas City, Ecuador and Curacao on Saturday.
$15 minimum wage in Oklahoma. Nope.
State Question 832 would have amended Oklahoma's Minimum Wage Act to increase it gradually with a goal of $15 per hour by 2029. Many workers spoke in favor of the state question, with several small businesses saying that they were concerned how the minimum wage increase might impact them as well as jobs. Ultimately, voters Tuesday had their say, rejecting SQ 832, with the state chamber saying that voters chose to protect economic momentum at one of Oklahoma's greatest competitive advantages, affordability. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
What's happening with the Cardinals? With the answer, Joe Morgan.
It was the Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill show yesterday afternoon. The duo each drove in a pair and collected 3 hits apiece, powering the San Diego Padres to a 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. The win saves the Padres from a series sweep. The lone bright spot for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson. He extended his hitting streak to an impressive 17 games with an RBI single in the 5th.
Swung on, and there's a hit to right field, and the Cardinals are on the board. Taking the turn at second and stopping is Herrera.
Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals successfully avoided a sweep of their own. Luinder Avila was dealing yesterday, taking a shutout into the 6th inning. The offense backed him up early, launching 4 solo home runs in just the first 3 frames to cruise past the Nationals 6-2. And now the stage is set for the I-70 showdown. The Cardinals and Royals kick off their cross-state series tonight in Kansas City. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pahorquez.
Next news at 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Showers, a few thunderstorms today, 75 the high. Tomorrow's dry and heating up, partly cloudy, 85 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
A service of derailed commodity flooring and furniture. Let their professionals help you select great flooring and furniture to give your house that new home feel. See them at your local derailed commodity store today or look them up on derailedcommodity.com.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing some scattered rain throughout the 4 states. There's some heavier rain off to our west and northwest that could be moving into the area if it does not start falling apart beforehand. 72 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Webb City, 72 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:08.
All right, everybody, calm down. I watched a couple of videos online. I basically know electricity now.
Tommy, why do you have a toilet brush in your hand?
Because the guy online said sometimes you got to clean the connection.
Okay, why are you trying to stick your tongue in the outlet?
I'm just trying to see if it still has power. Oh, okay. It definitely had power.
If your electrical repair involves a toilet brush and your tongue, it's time to call the professionals.
At IPOC Electric, we handle residential and commercial electrical services. Outlets not working, lights flickering, switches that quit, ceiling fans that need replacing, and all the electrical problems hiding behind your walls.
So the tongue test isn't electrician approved.
Tommy, the only thing your tongue should be testing is whether the tea is sweet enough.
Our electricians show up when we say we will, explain the problem, and fix it safely the first time.
So I should stop watching these electrical hacks online?
Immediately. When something's wrong with your power, don't Google it.
Don't YouTube it.
And definitely don't lick it.
Just call the professionals at iPock Electric and iPocket.
Hi, Sandy. What's that? I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot. What's 4? Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot. Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas? Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it. That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot? The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support. Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians. Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4. Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists and why I endorse it. I've seen how many in this audience have regained their freedom and they're back to living life on their own terms. Relief Factor, it's 100% drug-free. It's a research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammatory response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have found relief and reclaimed parts of their life they thought were behind them. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor. They give you the opportunity to live pain-free and to get back to the life you love. To commemorate our country's birth, they are offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. So you can celebrate your freedom from pain. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you right now. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4-RELIEF.
The latest is always heard on News Talk, KZRG. Broadcasting from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio, this is News Talk KZRG. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
8:11 is the KZRG News Time, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Joining us live this morning is Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger. Lieutenant Governor, thanks for being here today.
David, pleasure to have you on. I am just delighted you guys are doing your annual radiothon for honor flights next week, and whatever I can do to participate or get involved. We're really pushing veterans issues out of the Lieutenant Governor's office this year. I was just at a big rally point in Branson earlier this week. So whatever we can do to help you guys, we need to, they never seek recognition. So it's something they never asked for, but we need to provide them with some recognition and gratitude to our great veterans. So if whatever we can do to help, I'd be delighted to do it.
I really appreciate that, Lieutenant Governor. This month, Lieutenant Governor, is Elder Abuse Month. And I know you do a lot with elders. You and your office works very, very closely with the Office for Advocacy and Assistance for the Elderly. What can you tell us about Elder Abuse Month in Missouri? What do people need to know?
Yeah, it's a big issue. As the Missouri's Lieutenant Governor under Missouri state law, I'm the official advocate for seniors in the state of Missouri. So this is an issue we've taken near and dear to the heart. Last year, you may recall, we had Protect Our Seniors tours. So it really highlights in Elder Abuse Month, it's important to remind everybody, again, the threats that these seniors face. That includes, it runs the gamut from financial exploitation, neglect, physical abuse, emotional abuse. Oftentimes this happens behind closed doors and they go unreported. So it's important to know a place to reach out. People can reach out to our office. If we don't know the answer, we will be able to provide them the answer. Sometimes it involves law enforcement. Or may need to get the Attorney General involved. But we've held events throughout the state on this issue and we really want to push the elder abuse awareness, particularly this month since, as you correctly pointed out, it's Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
Yeah. Now, Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG. What are some of the common, maybe not complaints, but common issues your office hears about elder abuse? Is it often physical abuse? Is it mostly financial? What's sort of the common thread?
It's sad. We had our Protect Our Seniors Forum, and the stories you hear, Ted, just run the gamut, and they're all sad. I mean, you could have a relative move into with their mother and their siblings get crossways, and they begin stealing money from them, or you get a caregiver. They grow an attachment and don't want to go into an assisted living facility, so they move someone in. They get an emotional attachment, and that person steals from them. Whereas you may be in a senior living facility where my mother had this, where she didn't get the care and attention she deserved, particularly during COVID, where they couldn't get staffing issues. So the Attorney General, it gets involved in some of these financial exploitation cases, and then our office will really beat the drums on these, the neglect and physical abuse, and we'll put them in touch with Department of Social Services. And we're really pushing legislation. We pushed it. Sometimes it doesn't get across the finish line the first year, but Senator Adam Schnelting pushed legislation. It got down the train tracks a while, didn't get all the way across the finish line, I think because the insurance lobby, I think, killed it. But I think he's going to bring it up next year. I'm actually going to be with him tonight advocating for seniors, and we're going to bring up this legislation again next year. So it's really an issue that affects every family, and frankly, it'll probably affect us personally. We unfortunately, no one's ever defeated Mother Nature or Father Time, so it's going to affect us personally as well.
Yeah. It's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG at a KZRG news time of 8:15. Lieutenant Governor, I know you also work closely with the Tourism Commission. The FIFA World Games, they're in full swing. What has Missouri's reception of this been like so far? Are we getting as many people in the Show Me State as we expected?
Well, I just came back from Kansas City. I just got back yesterday. I think we put over close to 2,000 miles on the car here in the last week. And what I'm seeing is if you drive down, we have Route 66, a lot of these tourists are coming. I tried to get off on the exit near Springfield. Buc-ee's, is up north of Springfield. Mm-hmm. You couldn't get off the exit ramp. So I haven't seen any specific data, but just we travel Missouri a lot, and I did go over to the game on Tuesday night. We had people from Argentina we're trying to do some trade stuff with. Governor Kehoe was over there. I was riding in the elevator with an Argentina gentleman. He was in from Miami. He said they had, I think it was 20 or 30,000 Argentinians come in to watch a soccer game, and they'd been there for 3 days. I mean, they love soccer. So you saw a lot of people. The energy in Kansas City was really electric on Tuesday night. Messi, I didn't grow up playing soccer, but it was very entertaining for me to watch it. He scored 3 goals on Tuesday night, so the crowd was very electric, very well-behaved crowd, a lot of people from Argentina. So we haven't seen any, concrete data yet, but in terms of anecdotal evidence, go down to the exit off Buc-ee's and take a look at it, and there's a lot of visitors on Route 66. And then if you go to a FIFA game, I think we've got another one on Saturday night. There's a lot of tourists and visitors over in the Kansas City area.
Yeah, it's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG. Do you have a rough estimate as to when we might start seeing hard data? Is it a year out? Is it a year and a half out?
Well, some of it, the data, it may be, some of it may come out within a week. For example, Kansas City's made it, I saw where they have the highest television rating. I don't know if that's of watching soccer because we have so many visitors over in Kansas City. So some of it may come out in a week. But, Governor Kehoe and I were visiting with some Argentinas about bringing some, business into the state of Missouri while we were over there. So some of this may not happen here in the next week or two, and it may be, a year or two out before there are a lot of intangibles that play out. People that come to visit Kansas City, if they enjoy the visit, which I think they did, we had beautiful weather, they end up wanting to come back. So a lot of this may not be, maybe a week or 2 weeks that we begin seeing how many visitors came, but it may be, a year or two, somebody decides they love Kansas City, they love Missouri, they love seeing our great state, and come back again a year or two from now. So I think some of it may be tangible here in the next week or two, but it may not. Some of it may not be for a year or two.
Yeah. It's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on KZRG. Lieutenant Governor, a story that broke very recently has to do with facial recognition cameras in the Kansas City, Missouri area. There's reports that city officials in that area are looking at installing these AI-powered facial recognition cameras in city buses. Now, the reports that we're seeing so far imply that there doesn't seem to be any statewide or federal funding for this, but rather city funding itself. What are your thoughts on this as a concept, this idea of facial recognition in public spaces?
Yeah, I have not seen that story about Kansas City, but this goes back to 1984. George Elwell, Big Brother looking over to you. I have, I think many people, and this would include don't have a lot of trust in the government, and I think that lack of trust has been well earned by the government. So to have, I don't know what they're doing with this data. If you say it's the city of Kansas City that wants to put it on buses?
That's what they're looking at, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they intend on doing with the data. I haven't seen the story yet, but I frankly, I just don't have a large level of trust with me personally or with Missourians giving their data and facial recognition over the state or federal government for that matter. So I will see where the devil is in the details. Maybe there is it. I assume it's related to try to prevent some type of crime on the buses. Is that kind of their motivation?
Yeah, that's the idea, and proponents of it are arguing that with this influx of FIFA visitors, now more than ever, they might need something like this, is the argument.
Yeah, there might be some balance, in terms of public safety. Need to see what they do with the data, and, I just have an inherent lack of confidence in what our state and federal government does with data. I just, these... you may have, you saw what happened when President Biden was in office, and the IRS and everything else. So I just don't have a lot of trust in the federal in the government doing safeguarding our data.
Yeah. It's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG. Lieutenant Governor, thank you very, very much for your time. We always appreciate your visits, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you again, Larry. I'm so glad you're helping our great veterans. So we'll circle back with you on that and try to help in any way we can.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lieutenant Governor.
Enjoy the beautiful weather. All right, have a great day.
As to you, sir. We'll talk to you again. KZRG News Time, 8:21.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
President Trump personally signed a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran with the goal of bringing the not war to an end. The deal lays out a broad plan to hash out an actual deal within 60 days.
Number 2.
A man shot in the leg in Parsons, Kansas, rushed to the hospital for treatment, but refused to cooperate with police. Law enforcement learned the suspected shooter was a 19-year-old in Parsons, who then engaged in a standoff with police for several hours. Details at newstalkkzrg.com.
Number 1.
Some officials in Kansas City, Missouri, pushing to equip public buses with facial recognition cameras. This AI-powered facial recognition plan sparked a lot of controversy, with opponents calling it an overstep and proponents calling it necessary to secure buses amid the World Cup.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on cities putting facial recognition cameras in public spaces? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. What are your thoughts on this idea? Coming up, Kim Commando and technology. That's coming to you live in less than 5 minutes on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready for some rain. Saturday, thunderstorms scattered. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Gingrich Structures builds agricultural, commercial, and residential post-frame buildings designed to meet your needs. All built with superior craftsmanship and attention to every detail. From planning to completion, your local Gingrich Pro will guide you every step of the way, helping you create a custom post-frame building you can count on for years to come. Visit GingrichStructures.com to connect with your local Gingrich Pro and ask about the industry's only 5-year workmanship warranty. That's GingerICHStructures.com.
The first Top Shelf Country Cruise showed out. The bar's set at exceptional. Don't miss the second sailing in March 2027 aboard the luxurious Celebrity Summit, departing from Tampa with stops in Bimini, Key West, and Cozumel. Plus, performances from some of your favorite country artists, including Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Houser. Our price guarantee locks in your best deal the moment you book. No surprises. Don't settle for anything less than Top Shelf. Reserve your cabin at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
This summer, one of the 4 states' most vibrant streets becomes the place to be. Join us Saturday, June 27th from 10 to 3 in the heart of historic downtown Webb City as Zimmer Marketing's Red, White Sip and Shop takes over Main Street along iconic Route 66 for a day that's bigger than just shopping. This all-day celebration brings together more than 200 boutiques, local businesses, vendors, and food trucks, turning downtown Webb City into a can't-miss showcase of style, flavor, and summertime fun. Shop one-of-a-kind finds, sip something cold, discover new favorites, let the kids run wild in the kids zone with bounce houses, games, and family fun around every corner. And while you're making memories, you're helping create ones that last a lifetime. Proceeds help support Honor Flight of the Ozarks, so local veterans can visit their war memorials free of cost. Red, White Sip and Shop, Saturday, June 27th in downtown Webb City with Zimmer Marketing, MAP Technologies, and the Downtown Webb City Alliance. Come ready to celebrate and leave proud you came.
Let's lay to rest the wild rumors about all those instant millionaires posting on the adult site OnlyFans. So how much are these folks really making? I'm Kim Commando for WebRoot. WebRoot Essentials Antivirus protects your devices without slowing you down. Right now, get 62% off at webroot.com/Kim. Okay, let's use OnlyFans numbers. Last year, 4.6 million so-called creators were on the platform. 377 million fans paid $7.2 billion. Then OnlyFans skimmed 20% off the top. That's $1.4 billion before a single creator saw a dime. Now, OnlyFans split the rest, $5.8 billion, among 4.6 million creators. Now, the math averages out to $1,250 a year per creator. That's the average. The top 1% grab a third of all the money. So if you strip out all the stars, the typical creator clears closer to pocket change. Half make nothing at all. Get my newsletter, getkim.com. I've tried a lot of antivirus software over the years, and when something better comes along, I switch. That's why I've moved to WebRoot Essentials. WebRoot Essentials is a cloud-based AI-powered antivirus app that was designed to evolve with today's threats. It's fast, lightweight protection that works across all my devices without slowing me down. If you need another reason to switch, get this. WebRoot Essentials recently ranked #1 in independent Passmark performance studies against 9 other brands, like Norton, McAfee, and even Microsoft Defender. The study found that WebRoot Essentials scans 6 times faster, uses far less memory, and takes up 33% less space on your computer. I've seen the difference WebRoot has made for my devices, and now you can too. My listeners get 62% off WebRoot Essentials at webroot.com/Kim. Get the #1 ranked antivirus protection for just $19 a year right now at webroot.com/Kim. webroot.com/Kim. Go now while you're thinking about it. webroot.com/Kim.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Catch my show every weekday. It all starts at 2 for honest news, truthful news on News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
Just before 8:30, it's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG. A little bit of rain in the 4 states.
Yeah, we've had a lot of the rain to dissipate in the immediate 4-state area, but never fear, we got a bunch more heavier rain coming in from about a couple of counties to the most of the west of the Joplin area, although it's beginning to enter now the western parts of Crawford County in southeast Kansas, beginning to get close to Girard. Nothing severe, just some heavier rain is possible in that particular area. Now, the high today is going to be around 74. 75. And then tonight, more chances of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, the low is 61. Partly sunny tomorrow on Juneteenth with a high of 84. And then more chances of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to 68. That's all according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Yes, indeed. By the way, it's always good to get the Zimmer Storm Center app. It's free to download and get you access to the very technology that we utilize here in Studio 1Z that is known as the Live Radar, the KZRG Storm Tracker Radar. You can have that on your phone for free with the Zimmer Storm Center app. You can also get custom weather alerts, and that's pretty baller as well. Coming up after the news in less than 10 minutes at around 8:40-ish, we'll be getting into this story regarding Missouri's development. As it turns out, Missouri is a top 10 producer nationwide in terms of states of critical minerals, the very minerals that we're very worried about China getting their hands on. Apparently, Missouri's got a lot of them. And now the Show Me State is developing a plan to be able to utilize those minerals. We have details for you on that process coming up in less than 10 minutes at around 8:40 on AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9, News Talk KZRG.
At 8:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
White House UFC ringleader.
Jobless claims report.
An Oklahoma pastor quits the House race.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG, topping out at 75 today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that will be at 8:38. Cloudy with some rain beginning to move in, heavier rain moving in from the west of the Joplin-Pittsburgh-Neosho area. 73 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 70 in Galena, 70 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG.
New reports from the Department of Homeland Security indicate that the White House UFC terror plot ringleader may be an illegal migrant from Mexico.
Abraham Alvarez was identified in federal documents as the alleged ringleader of a plot to carry out a mass casualty event at the UFC White House event on June 14th. DHS says he's an illegal immigrant from Mexico who overstayed his visa. Alvarez, who came to the United States as a child, was granted deportation relief by the Obama administration in 2014 through the DACA program. Federal investigators claim Alvarez was responsible for planning, organizing, and directing the plan to use drones equipped with explosives to force an evacuation. And in the ensuing chaos, a team of snipers was allegedly set to open fire on the crowds. Alvarez was arrested by the FBI in Omaha, Nebraska on the day of the fight. Gianna Gelosi, Fox News.
The latest numbers on the job market are mixed.
Fewer people signed up for unemployment benefits in the most recent report. New claims declined to 226,000 last week, down 4,000 from the previous week, though continuing claims, those remaining on benefits, rose to 1.8 million, an increase of 24,000, suggesting some people were taking longer to find a new position. That report is from the week of June 6th. Fed Chair Kevin Warsh wrapped up his first news conference assessing the labor markets as stable. He says the 3 to 6 month trend, which he considers more important than a 1 month report, is moving in a good direction. Janiko Selda, Fox News.
A formerly Trump-endorsed Oklahoma megachurch pastor withdrawing from a runoff for a U.S. House seat over a texting scandal.
Jackson Lawmeyer ends his campaign a day after qualifying for an August runoff against State Rep Mark Tedford in their House Republican primary in Tulsa. He's married with 5 kids, pastor of the Sheridan Church with 1,700 members in Tulsa and Oklahoma City. The Daily Mail on Sunday had published a story about thousands of text messages exchanged with a former Miss Oklahoma who worked on his campaign. In one writing, "I enjoyed those lips." President Trump on Monday reaffirmed his endorsement for Lawmeyer. He's the founder of Pastors for Trump, but switched his endorsement to Mark Tedford just before Lawmeyer announced his withdrawal in a statement saying, "I do not want to be a distraction to my family, my church, and the great people of Oklahoma's 1st Congressional District." Chris Foster, Fox News.
Cloudy 72, 8:33 News Talk KZRG. Get ready for the Pet Film Festival. It's going to be as close as Northwest Arkansas.
Well, that's right. This Friday, the first annual Pet Film Festival will take place in Bentonville. It's being presented in partnership with the Bentonville Film Festival. Now, the Pet Film Festival is about sharing pet stories that inspire connection, compassion, and action. There will be all kinds of free activities, including live music, pet-centric film screenings, and fireside chats with pet advocates, and free adoptions of dogs and cats from Best Friends Pets. More inside the KZRG app. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
The identity of a man who was found dead under a tram on Grand Lake in Oklahoma has been made public. Authorities called the death of 63-year-old Joel Freeze a horrible tragedy as the investigation continues, but says there's nothing suspicious at this time. He was found near the Elk River area of the lake.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 72, cloudy. 8:34 going on 8:35. News Talk, KZRG.
Well, Missouri's new congressional district lines are still in question, but election leaders are now moving ahead with them as the August primary approaches. Boone County Clerk Brianna Lennon, who told news reporters last month that she wouldn't update voter rolls because of confusion over the new districts. And she says that a change after a recent meeting where local leaders reached a consensus.
In that regard, the St. Louis area, the Kansas City area, they all made the decision of moving forward with the new map. And in the interest of making sure that we have as consistent and reliable a election as possible, we are also moving forward with the new map.
Lennon says the goal is to ensure voters see the same district map statewide.
Another record is expected for the 4th of July travel.
The Independence Day holiday going to be a busy one with a record 72.2 million Americans traveling at least 50 miles or more between June 27th and July 5th. AAA says most travelers, over 61 million, will choose the most affordable travel by car, even though gas prices are still higher than this time last year. AAA says the number of people flying, 5.85 million. The number of people taking buses, trains, and cruise ships, just under 5 million this year. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The Cardinals took it on the chin last night. Joe Morgan has more.
It was the Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill show yesterday afternoon. The duo each drove in a pair and collected 3 hits apiece, powering the San Diego Padres to a 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. The win saves the Padres from a series sweep. The lone bright spot for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson. He extended his hitting streak to an impressive 17 games with an RBI single in the 5th.
Swung on, and there's a hit to right field. The Cardinals are on the board. Taking the turn at second and stopping is Herrera.
Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals successfully avoided a sweep of their own. Luinder Avila was dealing yesterday, taking a shutout into the 6th inning. The offense backed him up early, launching 4 solo home runs in just the first 3 frames to cruise past the Nationals 6-2. And now the stage is set for the I-70 showdown. The Cardinals and Royals kick off their cross-state series tonight in Kansas City. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pahorkes.
Next news, 9 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today, showers off and on, a few thunderstorms as well. 75 the high today. Only a slight chance of a shower overnight. Then tomorrow's a dry day with some sunshine and warmer. 85 tomorrow. Over the weekend, get ready for some rain. Saturday, thunderstorms scattered. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar is showing some heavier rain beginning to move into the western parts of our listing area. In fact, it's approaching Girard right now. It's also approaching a little bit farther south, the Parsons, Kansas area, getting close to Altamont as well. It is just some heavier rain. There's no severe weather at this time included in it. If severe weather does break out, though, keep it here on News Talk KZRG. We'll break in and let you know. 73 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Carl Junction, 72 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:39.
Everyone knows where everyone goes, where futures are made with financial aid. Start a career in less than a year. It's time for change, so change it here. Franklin Tech, for the career that you expect. Franklin Tech, get with the program.
Sure, you have a job. It pays the bills. But are you ready for something more? Ready for better opportunities? Now is the time to enroll at Franklin Tech Adult Education. You can register today to pursue a new career in the medical field in nursing, respiratory therapy, dental assisting, and more. Or get hands-on training and get certified in a trade like welding, automotive technology, or HVAC. And you can still work to pay the bills while you get your education. Start loving what you do. Registration is open right now, and financial aid is available.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello there, everyone.
Avery said this is random, but I think it's iced coffee season, LOL. Avery, every season is iced coffee season. I love iced coffee. There's a coffee shop that I frequent here, and I got made fun of by one of the baristas. This is probably a couple of weeks ago. But I'll tell you which one. Joplin Avenue, over on
Joplin Street?
On Joplin Avenue Street.
Oh, okay.
It's not on Main.
It's in downtown.
Yeah. It's called Joplin Avenue Coffee Shop, and it's on Joplin Avenue. And I only ever get either an iced coffee / I usually get cold brew, but it's the same thing. It's not, but it is. I either get cold brew or I get their vanilla Italian cream sodas. Those are the only two things I've ever bought at that place, and I go there all the time. And I walked in, and I was like, I think I'll get a cold brew. And the barista goes, oh, not the cream soda? I was like, no, I feel like cold brew today. And they're like, oh, way to mix it up there, Ted. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, you only order two things. You walk in, I know it's going to be one of the two. You don't even need to order. I can just tell by time of day and vibe and hand you a drink, and it would be one of the two. And I was like, dang, you really do got me. You got me pegged. That's crazy. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you're Ted. You get made fun of by everyone. Such a victim I am.
Oh, poor Ted.
I'm just such a victim. Ugh.
Poor Teddy.
My life is so difficult. Listen, being this devilishly handsome has a lot of its cons, okay?
See what your home's equity could do for you with a home equity loan or line of credit from Community Bank and Trust. Get started at one of the local employee-owned CBT locations or at cbthomebank.com. Community Bank and Trust, where trust is so important, it's in our name. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 580491.
Join me, Buck Sexton, and our good friend Clay Travis every weekday starting at 11 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Beautiful day in the four states. It's a Thursday. 72 in Joplin, 73 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Miami, 75 in Neosho. Ted Bojorquez.
And Steve Scott. If you like heavier rain, get ready. It's on the way into the Joplin, Pittsburgh, Neosho area. Right now it's extending from just to the west of Girard, Kansas, and just to the west of Fort Scott, Kansas. In a line extending down to around Parsons, just to the west of Altamont, to around Coffeyville, is moving to the east, southeast, and should be beginning to get into our listening area, if not already, here pretty darn quick. We've got a chance of showers and thunderstorms today with the high of 75. Scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight, then they become isolated. Mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to 61. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 84. More showers and thunderstorms possible for tomorrow night on Juneteenth evening. with mostly cloudy with the overnight low down to around 68. I forgot to mention earlier, tomorrow's Juneteenth.
The most important federal holiday and perhaps all of the federal holidays.
Which means the banks and the post office will be closed tomorrow. That's all according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Well, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources Missouri Geological Survey is now partnering with the Environmental Improvement and Energy Resources Authority and Guidehouse.
And what's that breakdown as an abbreviation?
Oh, it's the EIERAG. Everyone knows the EIERAGE.
Almost sounds like EIEIO.
Very similar, but not quite. Okay. And basically, they are teaming up to develop a new Missouri Critical Minerals Plan. This is all big egghead speak for the following. Basically, there's a bunch of critical minerals that have been discovered under Missouri's soil. This is the type of critical minerals that we're worried about China getting. We're talking nickel. We're talking cobalt. We're talking all these things that we use for batteries and electronics and all that good stuff.
Maybe that's why China's been trying to buy up all this land in Missouri.
Maybe. Who knows? And basically, these are things that could help the American people, our economy, and just having sweet, awesome stuff that the whole world envies. And there is now an effort to try and develop a statewide plan to encourage companies that are willing to mine such resources into the Show Me State while simultaneously helping make sure our environment is safe. And by environment, I don't mean like, go green, man. I mean like, hey, let's not have a bunch of fires, / let's not make sure any of our local rural communities have toxic drinking water and toxic tap water as a result of mining.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, that's not good for anybody. So how do we make sure that doesn't happen? How do we make sure these companies can turn a profit? And how do we make sure that taxpayers can collect on all this in the Show Me State? They're getting together and they say, hey, let's make a plan for all that. How can we make sure all the parties win that are involved? Now, the department and the authority, they're going to be working alongside each other and outside, third-party entities to develop this plan to make sure that everything is all up to snuff. Now, components of this plan, as of right now, will include an analysis of opportunities and challenges, a marketing plan, policy recommendations that foster critical mineral development, and a final plan publication. And they're going to do all of this, hopefully, within 6 months of perhaps a signed contract with people that could potentially mine all these minerals.
That'd be very, very good.
That'd be cool. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why Missouri? Like, that kind of seems a little random. Well,
I think the question should be, why not?
Why not Missouri?
That's right.
That's exactly right. No. The real answer is apparently, and I didn't know this, but apparently, according to surveys and studies and all these geologists have gone around and poked around, and evidently Missouri is actually the nation's or one of the nation's top 10 mineral-producing states. The Show Me State is in the top 10 of all 50 of her beautiful country states. Kind of strange, huh?
Yeah, and we're shooting for number 1.
We're going for number 1. We'll see. I had no clue. I had no idea that geologists had determined that about Missouri, but that's kind of cool.
Now on with the countdown.
So, like I said, some of these minerals include cobalt, nickel, zinc, other rare earth minerals that are used for batteries and electronics and whatnot. So, sweet. We'll see what this plan looks like. We'll see what we can start mining, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Of course, I think zinc was one of the ones that we had here in the Joplin area for many years.
Oh, yeah. And lead, too.
Yeah.
Gotta love them
then
chat
we
piles.
got the lead out.
All right, moving on from there. Here's one for you. It's in the Big Three. It's our question of the day. Here's some details on it. Officials in the Kansas City, Missouri city are preparing to equip some of their public buses with AI-powered facial recognition cameras capable of detecting your face. That's what the plan is.
That's very interesting.
Now, at the heart of this debate is the simple question, are the safety benefits of AI-powered facial recognition cameras worth the privacy costs? And where does my privacy stop in order for your quote-unquote safety begin, right? It's a question we've had in our in this country's culture wars. Where do my rights stop for your feelings to start? Things like that. Where does my privacy end for your quote-unquote safety begin? That's the heart of this debate here.
Part of it's called cell phones.
What do you mean?
Well, because they're tracked. You don't hear people complain as much about the phones because they track everywhere. In fact, that's one of the things that helped with the investigation on the possible attack that was planned for Sunday night in Washington, D.C.
At the White House UFC fight.
Yeah.
So you're okay with these AI-powered facial recognition cameras in public buses?
It's gotten to the point that I don't know, it's kind of a coin toss for me.
For you. So you're still a little bit on the fence here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence.
Right. Now, the proponents, those are people for this move, say that we need them in Kansas City. And again, this is not my argument, just reporting on the argument. They argue that we need these cameras in public buses because the FIFA World Cup is coming in. America 250 is going to be happening. We have the Route 66 Centennial going up. There's going to be a lot of movement, which means a lot of large crowds, which means a lot of opportunities for someone to engage in what you would call a mass casualty event. A giant shooting, like something you saw, say, in Vegas, or maybe a bombing, like we saw at the Boston bombing, nearly 10 years ago now.
At the Boston Marathon.
At the Boston Marathon, things of that nature. They say we need these AI-powered facial recognition cameras to stop things like that. People that are against it say, this is Big Brother. This is 1984. I don't trust the federal government or statewide government or citywide government with all this data. What do they plan on doing with it? Those are people that are against it. Those are the common arguments we're seeing.
Well, we're talking about facial recognition. We've already got license plate recognition. I mean, look at the flock cameras all over the United States.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're being tracked.
So some people say, well, we're already doing it. Might as well usher it in. Who cares? Others say, well, no, hold on. This is the slippery slope. This is the slippery slope argument happening in real time. It started with, hey, let us take just a photograph for your photo ID. What's wrong with that? And everyone went, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, man, why don't we put some basic security cameras out on the street so that way we can help catch criminals? Okay, we can do that. Hey, man, let's use AI-powered flock cameras that track people's vehicles and store their data of their license plate, specific vehicles. So it's no longer a passive view. It's no longer just a camera. If there's a crime, let's go check it out. No, this is no longer a passive thing. It's an active monitoring system for vehicles in the form of flock cameras. And then where do we go from there? Hey, man, we already have that. We might as well do the same thing with your face.
Why don't we also get all the camera footage from like doorbells and
Ring
security,
cameras, yeah.
Ring cameras.
So to me, it kind of seems like the slippery slope argument is actually happening.
We've already slipped down the slope.
It's already, right. So do we just bombs away, head first dive down into it, or do we try and crawl out of it? That's the big debate here. I'm curious your thinking on this. Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message on this issue. It's a hot button issue, no doubt about it. KZRG News Time 8:51.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
President Trump personally signed a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran with the goal of bringing the not war to an actual end. The deal lays out a broad plan to hash out an actual deal within 60 days.
Number 2.
A man was shot in the leg in Parsons, Kansas, where he was rushed to the hospital for treatment but refused to cooperate with police. Law enforcement then learned the suspected shooter was a 19-year-old in Parsons who then engaged in a standoff with police for several hours. Full story at News Talk, KZRG.com.
Number 1.
Some officials in Kansas City, Missouri, pushing to equip public buses with facial recognition cameras. This AI-powered facial recognition plan sparked a lot of controversy, with opponents calling it an overstep, proponents calling it necessary to secure buses amid the World Cup.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
We were just talking about it. What are your thoughts on cities putting facial recognition cameras in public spaces? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook, or text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up in less than 10 minutes, Chris Plant. He'll be here at 9 on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. With that cold front slowly sinking southward, we're dealing with rain today. Showers off and on. A few thunderstorms as well. 74. Only a slight chance of a shower.
Good morning, everybody. Cheryl, good morning to you. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
See ya.
85 tomorrow.